Check. What's up, guys? Hey, don't do Facebook yet. I don't know why my mic is not that hot. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check 1, 2. Let us know what is up. That's weird. Check 1, 2. Okay. Let us know what's going on. Let us know. What's up, Facebook? How are you guys doing today? We have a minute left and we're going to get into this show. We're going to have a lot of fun. I'm very excited about what's going on. I'm going to ask you a huge favor. If you could like this video and share it out, that's it. You don't even have to comment, but if you do, I'd appreciate it to let us know what you have going on today.
I'm really excited about today.
You look excited.
It's National Nothing Day.
You know what that means?
It's the best day ever.
That's wrong. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Congratulations to everybody. Apparently it's National Nothing Day, and I'm not sure what that means, but it may mean something very important to you. It may mean something very important
Why
to you.
do they have all these national days? It's weird.
Yeah, every day I'm waiting for my Hallmark card to arrive in the mail that somebody's going to send me, like, Happy National Nothing Day. Congratulations on nothing that you achieved ever. So let's see what's up. Good morning. You're listening to KAGA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And this is National Nothing Day. It's what is today? Wednesday. It's Wednesday, you know, just another day of the week. Sometimes they say it's hump day. It's in the middle, right?
Right. Hump day. Mike.
Yeah. It's 8:37. Your jokes aren't funny. And just like National Nothing Day, it's kind of like National Yesterday. There's nothing going on. I don't know.
I found it was funny when we were looking. Somebody brought it up back in the day. We used to do that every day. Like, hey, it's National blah, 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 blah day. And so today was one of those days where like, hey, let's look back. And we looked and it was literally National Nothing Day. Like, what?
Hey, I'm going to read a comment. This is from Susan. She said, I'm heading to Texas Children's Hospital to volunteer with Big Love Cancer Care today. Aaron, it's a day of inspiration. Today, Aaron, it's a day of inspiration. So let's be inspired today.
I like that better than National Nothing Day.
And I want to say thank you to Susan because she brought us some eggs from her property in Santa Fe. She said she has about 100 chickens and ducks, combined. And she brought us a ton of eggs. So I'm very excited about that. I took mine home. I got some duck eggs and there was enough for a couple people to take home.
Did you enjoy it?
I haven't been able to eat the eggs yet because of the cleanse and the detox we're on. We're not able to eat them until tomorrow, really, right?
Yeah, I think it is tomorrow, Thursday, right?
Yeah,
Thursdays, we can finally have protein.
Yeah, we're on day 11. It'll be day 11 of the cleanse. And so I'm excited about that. So good morning, Kim. Good morning, Legacy Collision. Solian said good morning. Yeah, I was doing the 10-year challenge. And so have you seen how people do that? And you did it on Facebook, right?
Oh, yeah, the 10-year where you change it. What happened to your face?
Here's what happened. I was trying to trim, and sometimes you just slip, and then you got to start over.
Wait, you slipped? Like this was an accident? This was by accident.
No, it was on purpose. So my son was in the bathtub, and he has like a shaving kit. It's like toys. And I had one when I was a kid, right? So what you do, it's like some Play shaving cream. You put it on, and it comes with a little mirror, and you shave. And so he was like, Daddy, you need to shave. And I was like, maybe I do. Should I? He was like, no, for real, do it. And I was like, what? Like his tone changed. I was like, dude. He's like, no shave. It looks really bad.
Really? Like, yeah. He got all serious and was like, do it.
And so we had a come to the cross moment. He was laying it down, and I said, okay, let me go get my trimmer. Should I go get the razor? And so I went, and I was like, what about now? And so I shaved like underneath, and it had like a big funny thing. And he was like, no shave. So it was actually a pretty cool moment. And then I also wanted to do that because we're filming a video today, and the last one that I did like in professional dress, and I had the beard on, which it's an amazing video for Benitos, but I look like a fool. My beard looks real bad, and that's the thing that stood out to me. So I was like, you know what? It may be a good thing to shave the beard.
You were on for like 2 seconds.
I know, but
video.
Still, that's 2 seconds of the video, and I look silly. And I was like, man, my beard looks bad. I don't know if it's like this HD camera that we're using, or maybe it's Kurt's editing skills. That's what I'm gonna go with. But for whatever reason, like the beard, I was like, I'm shaving it off. and I'm gonna do it this way.
You know, the weirdest part is you probably look 10 years younger. Easily. Like, you could have taken a before picture of the beard and it would have been like a day later, and you could have probably done the 10-year challenge.
Yeah, how do beards do that? What kind of magic and wizardry is this? How does a beard do that?
You know, the funny part, though, that I'm having really bad flashbacks to the first time I met you. Because I don't know if it's just because I've had to look at you for the last, like, 30, 40, 60 days with this beard.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about the first time that I met you, and you had no beard. You looked really, really young. You looked about my age.
Like 2 years younger.
Yeah, you were like my
a year
age.
and a half.
No, like 20 something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Are those good flashbacks? Like before you actually knew me? Was it a simpler time? I will say it was a simpler time before we knew each other.
Now I know too much about you that my mind is different.
And so Leon said I should have did one of those painter brush pencil mustache things or something. And I did. I left the mustache. I was like, Kellen, can I leave the mustache?
Wow, the creeper. You would.
Yeah,
is it a creeper stash?
Well, it's not a creeper stash. It's a standalone. I don't necessarily grow it that like you, but it was just like a standalone, and it looks good. It's a strong stash. And he was like, "No, go ahead and shave it." And then I shaved the middle and left the sides, like right here on both sides of my mouth. I was like, "What about now?" And at that point, I was just being silly and having fun. He was like, "No, shave it."
You know, the weirdest part that I remember from my dad. My dad had like a really, really good mustache.
Of course.
Really good. Like, it was crazy how good a mustache he had.
Most dads do. You know what? And I will say this, mustaches were different in the 80s and the 90s. Now there's something, I don't know if it's the soy, all of the fake stuff that we're consuming but mustaches just aren't the same.
My dad's was prickly. I just remember like laying up against my dad like as a young kid, and like it would poke me. My mustache isn't poking anything. It's too soft.
Well, you don't have any
mustache.
You don't have any kids to love, so you will never know if your mustache is prickly or not. If you like give someone a hug or you give them a kiss, and then you're like, Dad, your mustache, but you don't have that yet.
I also
do you like kiss your arm and try and see if it prickles? Is that you're like, yeah, no, I don't have it.
So the other thing that was weird about my dad,
no,
I remember this. I'm changing the subject really fast.
Yes,
was my dad had like the biggest biceps ever.
Yeah, dad's
like
strength.
Arnold Schwarzenegger biceps.
Hey, biceps were different in the 80s too.
He was like, "Come feel it," and I thought that he had a rock underneath of his arm, and he would be like, "Come feel my bicep," and maybe that's where I get it from. Where I walk around like, "Feel my bicep," from my dad. But it was weird. Like, those are just moments that I'm sure down the road, Kellen is going to be like, I made my dad shave one time.
Yeah. I'll have to remind him of it every day. Don't forget that moment. It was like a fun family moment for me that I won't forget. And hopefully it is something special for him. But you never know those moments that are going to stick. Like whenever you were a kid, are there specific moments, other than your dad that you just shared that kind of stick out with you? Like, hey, when you learned to ride a bike, maybe losing your first tooth.
I remember when my speaking of shaving, because it's on the mind right now, my grandpa was the one who taught me how to shave.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was like, this is how you shave. And I like had a whole bunch of shaving cream. And he goes, that's too much shaving cream. Back in my day, we didn't use shaving cream. It was a straight razor and we had blood everywhere. And I was like, thanks, Grandpa. I'm like 12 years old, scarred thinking about this.
Wow. You were shaving at 12?
Yes.
You started growing.
I was a hairy guy. I am a hairy guy. So this beard, like, that's why my eyebrows have grown back so fast.
Do you think I'm a hairy guy? I don't really think I am.
No, I was wondering that. You went like, 3 or 4 months without shaving?
Yeah.
And you literally had like nothing of a beard.
Whoa, okay.
Nothing.
Show some respect to my beard. It's what God gave me, and I will wear it with pride whenever I have the patience to let it grow. Second of all, yeah, I'm not that hairy. I'm not, just like, I'm actually surprised that I can grow that on my face like that much.
I get it fast.
Yeah.
Like, I was just thinking, like, I need to shave again. And I shaved like 2 days ago.
Wow.
It grows fast.
Dang. I wish you could read these comments. This is KHEAradio.com, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. It's 8:45 a.m. We're going to be talking to Butler's Courtyard. We're also going to be talking about historical Leak City. And we're going to be talking Texas Pit Stop today. There's a lot going on in the community. We are excited to be a part of it. of everything that's going on. It's going to be a good day. It's Wednesday, and I believe that you're going to have some fun today.
Yeah, what are you guys doing today? Leave a comment. Tell us, what do you have going on tonight? Hey, tonight we have Pastor Steve Hage, who is going to be in town preaching at Abundant Life Christian Center. Service starts at 7 o'clock. You can come on down to 601 Delaney Road. That's where I will be.
Wow. I'm excited Steve Hage is going to be here for multiple reasons. One of them being that he's been asking when my Del Tigre boots are going to be here. And I can finally say, guess what, Pastor Steve? They're here. And I'm going to be able to give him his pairs that he's been like wanting and ordering. Yes. He'll call me. And I love Steve Hage. He's a good guy. And I guess I can comfortable saying that we've grown to be friends, over the years. And he's been asking, and I'm like, it's coming in. But now all of my stuff is here. If you didn't know, I have the company called Del Tigre. We do boots and purses and jewelry and stuff. And so that's what I'm going to be giving him. I'm giving him some Del Tigre boots. I think they're for him and a pair for his son.
I still don't think Steve Hage knows who I am. I drove him to the airport last time.
He wasn't feeling well. He
wasn't himself, but I still don't think he knows who I am. And the worst part, so funny Steve Hage story.
This better be funny.
Is I was sitting there waiting for him to get to pick him up from the hotel. I'm sitting there and he walks out with 4 bags. He's carrying 4 bags. And this dude was already sick. And he throws one, tosses it to me. And he's like, will you get this? I'm like, oh yeah, I should have offered.
You should have. He doesn't feel well.
Services to help him, but I literally just sat there. I'm like, all right, come on, let's go. And he shoves the luggage, and he's like, can you help me? And I'm like, oh yeah, that was probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, you should always offer to help. If you see somebody, even if it's a random stranger in a situation where they're struggling, you're in a place where you can give a lending hand. Hey, always give that lending hand.
It was 7 o'clock. Plus, I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning cleaning out my car.
For him.
It took 4 to 6 hours cleaning the Jeep Compass. You have no idea. I was scrubbing. I'm like, I can't let Pastor Steve Hage into the bad boy and it smells like this.
I wish that you would give me some of the respect that you give for him, because when I get into it,
Steve Hage,
there's this smell, and I wonder what it is, and I'm like, it's a hot dog costume. Though there's cups that you blended for breakfast in these mason jars.
There are 3 now sitting in my car that I need to get out.
They're really bad. And you know what? I get in your car and I'm like, this is what Kurt's breath kind of smells like.
Wow.
In here. And it's weird. Your car and your breath in your car smell the same way, but that could be good. It could be bad. It's open to interpretation.
So I'll take another 4 to 6 hours tonight. This afternoon, we'll clean the Jeep Compass.
I'm sorry, Kurt. It's true, but I shouldn't have said it.
Dang.
I shouldn't have said it. But it's good. Maybe somebody likes that. If you like that smell.
All I'm saying is there needs to be some prayers over the Jeep Compass, because there's a lot that needs to happen to it.
Yeah, it's 8:48 right now. We're excited. Again, let us know, what do you have going on today? Let us know what your plans are for this week. Did you make any New Year's resolutions? Have you been staying strong on those? Are you working out more? Are you reading books? Are you trying to get another job? Our intern today kind of came in and laid the gauntlet down. It was the most bizarre thing I've been a part of today. So
she was like,
we'll see what happens.
Now that I have both of you here, I don't want to be an intern anymore. So here is my application, and shoves it at him. We're like, what?
I said, is that the way it works? I was like, I'm not sure that. Maybe so.
I need that kind of what is the word that I'm looking for? Tenacity
in your life,
in my life. Walk up and be like, this is what I need, and you're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, if you're buying a car, I don't know about what are other good situations.
Asking for a raise.
No, I don't. I feel like that's not a good one. That's not a good one.
No.
Well, maybe if you're asking for a raise, and it's the first time. No, I mean, you want to be straightforward with your request, so that way it's not like, hey, so I was kind of thinking. You want to have confidence.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, I need a raise or I'm walking. That's kind of how it felt this morning. Was like,
a little bit,
kind of.
The gauntlet,
bam,
was laid.
Mic dropped.
The
and we don't even have mics in here to drop.
No, we don't. So yeah, like I said, it was the most bizarre thing I've been involved with today. We'll see. It's just the beginning of the day, and that's the best part, because anything can happen.
You just started hanging out with me, so today has a lot of potential for those moments.
You know, after we're done with the show, we're going to go film, and then I got to take off. I got stuff I have to do because I'm leaving out of town. It's going to be interesting. What do you mean?
I mean, you're in my car. It could be late.
Yeah, I don't know if I like riding in your car anymore because like of all those old cups, those old mason jars, just wash them. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. Take a quick break. It's 8:51. Coming up next is In the Light. Stay tuned.
Ooh, good song. DC Talk.
Assertiveness? No, it was not. It wasn't assertiveness. That's not the word we're looking for.
No, it was tenacity.
It wasn't tenacity either. Keep going.
What is another word that we could use for that experience? What would you call it, Gardy?
I don't know. I'm trying to put my finger on it. Bizarre.
Bizarre?
Yeah.
But her behavior was not bizarre. Her behavior was like
Very characteristic.
maybe we don't know.
How's
you
that
enough,
worked out?
intern.
How has that worked out so far?
Crystal.
Generally, really well.
Interesting.
Oh,
See, I don't even know what that word means, Sherry.
what did she say?
Accurate. That's
Ha-
Brazen is a good word.
Brazen.
Brazen? Oh, brazen's a good word. Brazen is like when you're like rough. It's like another word for rough.
Oh, okay.
Am I right, Crystal?
Like bold. Like,
Bold, rough,
not
yeah.
being afraid, no shame, just like putting it all out.
I feel like brazen is like a gladiator kind
Gotcha.
of term.
Bold without shame.
Yes, bold without shame.
Oh.
Hey, we still got to get rid of those.
Yeah.
We got to figure out how we're gonna do that. We should have talked about.
I
that
like giving
before
them
the
to
show.
people whenever they come in.
I like that too.
And if somebody wants one, let
Would
us know.
Arnold go to another restaurant besides Texas Pit Stop?
He
to
does,
eat?
but I've never heard because we've talked about other places, and he's like, I don't think he's eating Greek. I don't think he's eating Greek food.
Yeah, he
If
doesn't
I'm
look
being
like
100% honest. We can ask him.
He's more of, I feel like, barbecues and burgers. Like he might go to Burger Nation,
Yeah, that'd be wise.
right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't look like he's someone going to get pho either. You know?
No, he's not.
No, he's like, I want brisket. I'm kind of that way. I feel like I'm that person.
Susan said it's brazen. Brazen, Miss Susan. And she's your former teacher. So
Would you describe
we should
Crystal
listen.
as brazen?
You would know. I was shy.
good morning, Chapa, Dr. Chapa, clinical nutrition. We are on our cleanse. We're on day 10 of 21.
We possibly might have some brisket coming in at 10. If Texas Pit Stop brought brisket and
If we
sat it in
juice it.
front of us,
If we juice it, is it on the cleanse? Did you ask him not? You asked him not to bring food, right? Did we say that?
I didn't talk to it.
No, we didn't say anything. Did you ask him to bring food? You didn't say anything. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Okay.
Dang.
Well, you know what? This is okay. I think I've shared this before, but I've weighed myself 2 times since we started this, but I always have weighed myself after I've been in a situation where I had the opportunity to eat like some really good food or dessert. And I feel like I've like for whatever reason, after I've been in that situation and I've had the willpower to say like, no, I don't want any. After that, I feel like my clothes get looser. Well, I don't know if it's like an achievement unlocked, like a video game. It's like you withstood the temptation, and God's like, you know what? You will lose some weight, and here's some more health. And breathes it into me. But I've weighed myself after those, and it's been like, oh, there's a jump from the last one. It's just interesting.
Did you text the address back to
Yeah,
Sweet to our 9 o'clock guest?
I did. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure there's no science behind that other than what my own experiences. So
I don't know if I've ever noticed that. So maybe it's just in the game of Gardy, not in the game of Curt.
oh man, this is just all a game to you, isn't it?
It is.
Wow.
This
This is not a game, Kurt.
You know, I was thinking last night. Do you remember if we had a TV show that was after Gardy and Curt? You know what it would be?
what? Kurt and Gardy?
No.
That'd be the worst show. Like flip flop everything. You're in charge. I'm like, no.
No, it'd be Drake and Josh.
This is my.
you would be Drake and I would be Josh. You were the rocker, like cool kid, and I was Josh, and I was the fat one who
Hey, but
like
the fat
tried
one-
to get all the girls, and I was really super fat, and I'm like, I want to have the
Hey.
beautiful girls.
First of all, that big guy got really skinny, and then he played in another show where he was John Stamos' son, which John Stamos is like one of the coolest people maybe ever.
Yeah,
Uncle Jesse. Whenever I was in one of my bands, and this is like, I see you guys doing the 10-year challenge. This is like the 20-year challenge ago. We had put our band shirts. We had a silhouette of Uncle Jesse on it with our band name. Those things sold so fast. You better believe it. Uncle Jesse. So
be so simple, but I found a
What-
way.
is this like the theme song or something?
Yeah, that's the theme song for Drake and Josh.
What's up, Josh? This is Josh Varner,
Oh,
the man himself. You will not be Josh. Yeah, there's only one Josh here. Josh Varner.
that's funny.
Yeah, but Drake is kind of a dummy. Just changed the characteristics around.
Who said that?
Solely on.
She would say that. Dang, I'm glad it's people that we know that are saying these things
So-
and not.
Yeah. Also, that show, whenever it was on, when I was in that band with the Uncle Jesse T-shirt, I remember going. One of my bandmates, he had little brothers, and they would watch that show. And I remember sitting down watching, and I'm like, "This is kind of funny." But of course, I was like 18 or 19 at the time, probably a little too old to be watching Drake and Josh. But it's okay whenever. Good morning, Colleen. It's okay whenever your good friends' little brothers are watching it. So you just kind
Right.
of sit down, you know.
No, Drake and Josh was a great
Yeah,
TV
I'll
show.
watch a little Disney or Nickelodeon when they are. You know, it's not like I have the remote.
No, and it's not like you were watching a cartoon.
It's a quality comedy content.
Yes, Drake and Josh was a great show. The other good show was with that iCarly. Was that the name of the show? I liked our iCarly. I thought that
Yeah.
was a good show.
Colleen, so here's what happened. I shaved the beard after watching the Benito's video. Curt, I think he put like an ugly filter on me and my beard. And so I said, you know what? I will not have a beard because I didn't like the way it looked in the Benito's video with the like the more business casual dress, even though it was only like 2 seconds. I said, I'm gonna shave so that way I can represent Lamarck in the way that I want to represent Lamarck. And that's the decision. Plus my son was like, Dad, you really need to shave. And he was playing with his shaving kit. And I said, give me the razor, son. Cut it off. But I had the opportunity to use this new trimmer that my mother-in-law got me for Christmas. It's like a little green one. And it worked really good. Like I didn't even have to put a guard or anything on it. I was just like, and it made it like stinking smooth. It was the most, I don't even know what it is, or I'd tell y'all, not that y'all care. Go get one. It's green.
It's green. Hey, after this song, it's going to be
This
the
color
top
green.
of the hour.
Speaking of this, hey, check out Cruise Planners. We are working out a way, and I don't know if I'm blowing any
We haven't told anybody.
Okay. All I'm gonna say is check out Cruise Planners.
Sheesh.
So you can go to yourvacationedge.com if you're looking to plan a vacation, if you're looking to go on a cruise. I'm not going to give away too much information, but you're going to want to make sure that you're already following Cruise Planners and you check out their website because we are working on some very exciting stuff.
Super excited for that. But man, hey, after this song, it's top of the hour.
Colleen, don't say that. Now I'm going to wish I had it back. She said, dedication. I think you look great in the video, but whatever makes your heart sing. Now I wish it was back. Let me just think real hard. Oh, give me 3 or 4 months. Give me 3 or 4 months and that thing will be just as good as ever. It was weird because for every day for the past like month or so, I have been putting like this like beard conditioner and stuff in it. And so this morning I was like getting ready to go and there was nothing there. Also,
You're like rubbing in the beard oil and
What
you're
about
like,
for you-
where's the beard?
what about for you like with shampoo? Did you do that like when you shaved your head? Were you like
Oh yeah,
in
I
the
still
shower
put a
and
little
you're like,
shampoo in there. You still got to. There's still hair follicles.
Whenever I was a kid and young, I used to have like really long hair, and I'd always grow my hair out as long as I could till either the school made me cut it or my mom or something. And I would do that with shampoo. Like, you go because he would take a lot more shampoo, a lot more hair, and then I would always do that right after I got a haircut, and I was like, this is way too much shampoo. So it happens. Has anybody else ever had that happen? I'm going to play the scripture next as well so we can get past it.
Oh, yeah.
It's 9 o'clock. This is KHEA Radio. We're streaming live on Facebook. Who's watching us on YouTube? We're streaming live on YouTube. In case you were wondering. Curt. Oh, there's an AT&T telemarketer. Crystal, can you answer this? Say, Mr. Casper's phone.
I'll stay here. We want to hear it.
Oh, never mind. We like to have fun with the telemarketers. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
It is Wednesday morning, 9:01. I'm so excited about the day today. We have a lot of fun going on. We have a stacked lineup, so the show is going to be remarkable. And then after that, we're having some fun.
Yeah, it's definitely not fitting for National Nothing Day.
I agree.
Definitely fitting, not fitting. Hey, we just got a phone call from telemarketers. I have to ask you, do you ever answer when it says telemarketer?
Man, phones are getting so smart. It's like scam likely. Don't answer. This is a scam. Your phone is literally telling you. And I feel like every time you answer the phone, you're like, oh, this is, and you answer the phone this way. It's Curt's personal phone. Curt Casper, KHEA Radio, just waiting for people to try and scam you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you got to be able to like talk to them and be like, hey, why are you calling? Stop calling.
No, you're usually like, do you want my credit card number? But of course, like joking and being facetious. And they're like, oh, no, sir, we don't want your credit card. We just want, if you give us the password to this account and this, we're trying to, your federal whatever.
I find it funny when I'm like, are you sure you don't want my social security number?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll start it. And so they start saying it and they hang up. And I'm like, what, you don't want it?
Yeah.
Isn't that what this whole thing is? Why you're calling me is to get my credit card information and my social security number? Like,
yeah.
Why are you hanging up? I was just about ready to give it to you.
And then again, what if like every time we got that chain email, from the king of Uganda or the king of somewhere else, and he's like, I have 10.2 billion US dollars that I need to transfer over. My country is in ruins, and I will give you like all of it except for like $1 million, and I'm keeping that. Like all you have to do is give me your routing, bank account information, password, social security number, like all this stuff.
Wait, that's bad.
Well, what if it was true every time? I'm just saying that.
Right. Like you don't know what if that was God's way of blessing you with a fortune.
Yeah.
And you just passed it up. You get up to heaven, you're like, you would have had $40 million. I sent you 4 chain emails.
Yes.
And you passed all of them up. You failed.
Good morning, Rock. Rock said, good morning, Kickstart. Get the Robot Killer app. It'll cut out most of those calls. So we need to check that out. Unless you enjoy geting those calls, which I think you kind of do.
I do, because it's fun.
It gives you a break from whatever you're doing. You're like, oh, I have to take this. And it makes you look important. You like getting phone calls.
They're the only people that ever call me.
No, KHEA Radio's phone, it rings quite often.
That one rings quite often. But if you're calling my personal number, which I take pride.
That one's dry.
It's dry.
Hey, mine doesn't ring that much either unless it's you. So it's not like you texted me last night, like at 10:30. And I looked at it. I was like, oh, this must be important. There's an emergency situation. And then it was about the background music, during when we talk. And I was like, I'm not responding to this.
That's
and I hope he knows why.
I texted you and didn't call you.
I hope he knows I'm not responding to this on purpose.
Texting is like one where you can respond back at any time. Calling is like the emergency.
Yeah.
I did call you one time at 10:30.
You did, and it was nonsense. You're like, hey, I met this person, and she's from Nebraska too, and she likes potatoes or something ridiculous.
She said both with an L. And I was like, nobody else does that. That's funny.
Well, yeah, he called me. It was like definitely almost 11 o'clock. I was in bed and I was like trying to get my daughter to go to sleep. And she was obviously, she's almost 2 now, but she would have been like maybe not even 1. And Curt was like, hey, like really loud. I was like, oh man, Curt, you woke up my whole fam. You did that the other day. I just put my daughter down for a nap.
But that was 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I know.
How am I supposed to know?
You just always text me first. Just text me.
Dang. Okay. But will you call me? Will somebody call me? My phone is dry.
I don't know. I'll call you if I need something. How about, is that a deal?
That's never.
Hey, there used to be something called Waker Upper. Did you remember? I've talked about this before. It was the Waker Upper website. So you go to like Waker Upper and you'd put a time that you wanted the phone to call you, and it would say a message. And so me and my friends would do this. This was like back in like 04, 05. So the website, Waker Upper, go to Waker Upper. It wasn't even an app. And then we'd be like, hey, wake up. You're going to be late for work. Come on, you can do it. Like you could type it and then it would robot call you and be like, hey, wake up. You need to go to work. You're going to be late. Like whatever you typed it in. So we would type like really funny stuff in, probably slightly not nice stuff to each other. Like, oh yeah, I got you. I'm going to wake you up. You know, it was like an alarm.
House is on fire.
No, not. You
No.
always try and take it too far.
That's not what you would say. Like that would
No.
get me out of bed. I'd be like, oh my gosh.
So is that what I need to do to get you to work on time?
Probably. You know, I was thinking the other day, last night, and I said, you know, I told you I get triggered by my alarm clock
Yes.
and the sound, right? Like
You did.
That drives me up the wall. So I changed my alarm.
Okay.
So
And now it doesn't wake
every
you up?
morning it plays this. So then I can start my day. I wake up and I'm like, yes, I got this. That's why I was on work on time today, because I didn't have to be triggered by that stinking alarm.
What time did you get here? It was like 8:10.
It was 8:05,
8:05.
8:05.
No, I was here at 8:05 and I had dropped Kellen off at school, and then I went to Naked Nutrition looking for a blender, and I waited in line for a little bit for a smoothie, and I was like, no, I got to get back at 8 because Crystal's probably here. I got to let her in. Plus I had some work that I wanted to get done.
Dang. So you did all of that between 8:05 and 8:10?
No, I got here at 8:05. So I dropped Kellen off to school before.
You did all that before we started the show?
Yeah.
Dang.
I talked to Misty. She was like, hey, what are you doing? You stopped at the shop. I was like, yeah, how's it going? You know, had a whole conversation, touching base with our loyal partners, listeners, and friends.
So I need a new wake up song.
Yeah. My buddy used to wake up to metal music, and he was like, oh, this is the best, you know, how can I not get up? It just got him going. But yeah, so we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have our guests in here. I am excited. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11 a.m. Coming up next is Citizen Way Bulletproof. Make sure that you stay tuned and let us know what you have going on today. We're also streaming live on YouTube.
Yeah, make sure that you go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search KHEA Radio. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. I love it. All right, you ready?
Wow, Kurt. Dang, you're just like, don't be rude to the guests. He's over here.
Hey, how are you? Chair. This is the guest chair.
Okay.
This is the best chair.
Hi.
Hello, sir.
What am I? I think I dropped off the Wi-Fi. Is that important?
No, it's not.
No, you should be good.
So I was streaming. Am I?
You're streaming live on Facebook and our YouTube, and then we're going to talk for a bit, and then we'll go on our FM as well.
Okay.
We've had Amber in a lot,
Right. I know.
and she does great. We love Amber.
Yeah.
So you have some big shoes to fill with Amber.
I know.
Sir, what was your name?
Ronnie
Ron.
Richards.
And Kurt's mic on, and then we can scoot this closer like that, and then if
Okay.
you just even talk about like from this distance, that should be perfect.
Okay.
Awesome.
So yeah, Amber was telling us a little bit about everything that you do. I mean, not only you and your family, you know, own Butler's Courtyard, and y'all started that, I think in the early, like 02,
02.
02.
Uh-huh.
but there's a bunch of stuff that you're involved with the city of League City and the historical.
Historical Society. Yeah.
So that's cool. So exactly what does the Historical Society do?
Okay. Well, our mission is to preserve the League City history and then communicate and teach it to others so that other people understand what the history of League City is all about. We also have a one-room schoolhouse there that has been restored. It was moved into the property. And we do a day in a typical school day at a one-room schoolhouse in the late 1800s, early 1900s. We have certified teachers that come in and teach that, and they have blackboards and the whole
Wow.
9 yards. Pretty cool.
So like if I wanted to sit in that, I could, or is that like actual students going there?
These are students that come from schools.
Okay.
So, yeah, you have to have an appointment, and then they take them through a training. It's hands-on history,
Wow.
and it's targeted primarily at fourth graders, although we have a lot of homeschoolers, a lot of church schools of all different ages, scout groups, and even adult groups will come to and go through the experience. It's about a 3-hour experience.
And this is an actual one-room schoolhouse that was used.
It's the real deal. Yeah, it was moved in here. They had to search a long way, a lot to find it. There was actually a one-room schoolhouse at this location at one time for League City and the surrounding areas. And I think the storm of 1900 got it originally. So this one was moved in from, it's called the West Bay Common School, but it was moved in from, I think, Chambers County or somewhere on Galveston Bay, where it was still in existence and restored. And it's been in operation about, I think, 20 years now. So
Okay.
It's had over 100,000 students have gone through.
Are you and your family originally from League City, like in this area?
No, I was born in Pasadena, actually.
Okay.
We moved down to League City. My dad bought a business there in 61, and we moved there in 62. And I went to, after the 9th grade, and then I went to high school in League City. And I consider that my home because that's where most of my formative years were spent. And then we've been in and out of there a few times as work required, and lived around the Clear Lake area, and lived in Friendswood for a while. And we lived in Knoxville, Tennessee for 4 years, which was a beautiful place for work. And then we lived in Mansfield outside of Arlington there for a couple of years. But other than that, we've been in the Clear Lake area and League City as much as we can. We live in Clear Lake Shores now, actually.
Okay. Yeah. You know, it's funny you say other than that, because you just named a lot of places.
Yeah,
Other than that, I've just pretty much been here for the most part.
It's always, life is an adventure, you
It
know.
is.
God has been good to our family and has always provided for us. And even when we suffered during the the 80s, when they had the big crisis and everything crashed, I was fortunate to be able to have a job. And then the 90s it hit again, and that's when we moved to Tennessee and found employment there. So
Okay.
my wife is originally from California. She came out with NASA.
Cool.
Her dad's a NASA engineer, so
And then her and her family moved down here for that?
They moved when NASA opened. She moved here in, I think, 1964. She moved to Nassau Bay.
So is that when NASA opened? Like
they opened in the early 60s, yeah.
And so he was one of the first.
They were one of the first homes in Nassau Bay, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
There were only a few homes there then.
And they would have been there for the moon landing in 69,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it was a big deal. It was, I mean, that was kind of like the center of everything. You know, all the good news was going on here at that time, and they had a lot of splashdown parties and things they did after they safely came back and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's really cool to think about,
Mhm.
you know, like all of that history, and that the area that we live in now, that people do move, you know, from all over the country specifically for that, you know, whether it's like the cancer research and, you know, with the MD Anderson and all
that's
that,
correct.
and NASA, and then for your, I guess that's your father-in-law to be one of the first people to move and be the founding of what it is today.
Right, and we moved to League City in 1962, and there were 5,280 residents there at the time. Now there's
In League City?
In League City now there's
5,000.
105,000 plus. So we drove into town, and my brother said that's the same. There's the same number of citizens here as there are feet in a mile. So my dad my dad had a grocery store in League City, and that was one of the only one in the Clear Lake area. There were no businesses here because not many people lived here. So the astronauts would come and shop in our store, and it was really interesting. I went to school with some of the astronauts.
What was the name of that store?
Thrifty Supermarket. It was right on Main Street. It's a big blue building. The building is actually still there now, and the city owns it, and they're using it for temporarily for some of their offices, because the building they normally would be in for this group flooded during Harvey. But it's right across from League Park there by the railroad tracks.
Okay.
I've had a couple. Nona Smith said here that I went to that one house school on a field trip in elementary. It's been here a long time.
Yes,
Since the 1800s.
Yeah.
So they've been doing these kind of field trips. And,
The school director just retired, and she's been there for 25 years. So they restored it and ran the whole thing for 25 years. Her and her husband Richard. Her name is Catherine. So we were very blessed to have them. They were basically founders of the whole program, and they were full-time volunteers almost, basically, and they kept it going. And now they're stepped back. So I'm the president of the League City Historical Society, and we're looking for an alternative future as we move forward. And right now, the school program is a very important part of the future of the school. I mean, of the programs.
So you mentioned Clear Lake Shores, and that is if you're on 146, you pass Kemah, Seabrook, Clear Lake Shores is over there, right?
No, as you're coming down 146 going north, when you come to Kemah, you take a left, and we're right there between League City and Kemah.
Okay.
It's a little city. Our residential area is located actually on an island. And that area was founded in the early 1900s when there was a newspaper that's long since gone. I think it was called the Houston Post.
Mm-hmm.
And if you subscribe to the Houston Post for a year, then you could buy a lot there. And the lots were all 20 foot by 100 foot. And they were basically for weekend, excursions and things. And the lots were, I don't know, $90 or something. And so people bought those lots, and they would come down from Houston either by train or whatever. And then they had to take, I think, a ferry across the creek to get over there. And they would put up their tents and, fishing camp. And then they built little screen shelters, and they built little fishing camps. And so it's evolved. But it's a wonderful little city. We have about 1,400 residents, I would estimate. And we're one of the few cities, I think, that we have no property tax there. We exist on the sales tax only. And so we have our own police force, our own mayor and council. And also the Target and Home Depot that are there in that area and within our city limits, although they're not on the island in the residential area.
So that means like the sales tax from the Target and Home Depot?
Yes, all of the businesses in that little city, including Target and Home Depot.
That's like Wendy's, Taco Cabana.
And I think Wendy's for sure. Chick-fil-A is in our city.
Mm-hmm.
So we're very blessed. I'm on the Economic Development Committee, Corporation Board there.
Cool.
So we're looking for ways to expand our, sales tax base and diversify it. So it's something we would love to have other businesses come look at us.
Sure.
It's on the water. There's a lot of space available on the waterfront for development. We have restaurants and stuff there.
Is that Hoagie Ranch right there?
Hoagie Ranch is just outside of our territory.
And
it's in Kemah.
Kemah. Okay.
If you're going east, you're in Kemah. If you're going west, you're in League City. So
Gotcha.
So we love League City too. Our business is there, of course. And we're just blessed to be in such a wonderful place. The island we live on is awesome because it's surrounded by water, and we got a lot of views and things. And no crime, a lot of friendly folks, and golf carts.
Cool. Yeah, we have with the Economic Development Corporation, Lamarck, we recently teamed up with them and started doing spotlights on local businesses and saying, hey, this is what Lamarck has to offer, and this is why. So we did one for a Mexican restaurant called Benito's, and we dropped it last Monday, yeah. So yeah, the video is doing great. 13. I think it had like
14,000 views.
Yeah, in that first week of being
a 50-year-old restaurant. Like it's been there for 50 years. And the lady who has been working there
since 81,
who owns it, has been there since 81. She makes 500 enchiladas every single day.
Wow. I need to check that place out. Well, Lamarck has come a long way. Their economic development director is an acquaintance of mine, but they've just come from nowhere. Used to it was kind of a secret. Now it's no longer a secret what's going on down here with the development stuff. So
yeah,
a great job for this city.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're excited to help and put a spotlight. But yeah, now I know where Clear Lake Shores is. I used to work for the phone company, and there was a lot of different. I mean, I've worked all up and down 146, Seabrook, LaPorte, Kemah, and parts of League City. But yeah, definitely, because it's like golf carts. It's like you can ride your golf cart around to get to Target, and then they'll do the car shows there, and
it's really unique. It's kind of like something out of a Norman Lincoln Rockwell photo. The kids walk to school there. Their parents don't have to go with them. They ride their bikes, skateboards. Yeah. I mean, it's so wonderful that we're able to live there. We love it there.
That's cool. And so Butler's Courtyard started in 2002.
Correct.
And was that more, I guess your wife wanted to do that? You wanted to do that? Y'all both? It was just something y'all wanted to do?
Well, it's kind of a long story. My oldest daughter, Christy, who you probably haven't met yet, she lives in League City too. She's does fashion design. She's on the technical side of that and does all the CAD patterns and stuff. She works from home for a big company that's out of Dallas. She was going to get married, and she was living in Dallas at the time, but her home was League City. She grew up in League City. So my wife and her would look on the weekends when she could come down for a place, and the places were just not acceptable. They were very expensive, and they had more than one wedding a day, so you had to kind of rush in and rush out. It was very commercialized. So my wife went out in Alvin, Texas, and found a place there on 20 acres, a bed and breakfast, and we rented it for the weekend, and we did her wedding there. 300-year-old oak trees, even bigger than the ones in League City along the highway there. And once she did that, the owner said, why don't you work for me and turn this into a wedding and reception venue? So she started working for him. She did that a couple of years, and he wanted to change things up, and it got a little commercialized. He wanted to start doing 2 weddings a day. So my wife said, well, it's their wedding day, not their wedding half day. So if a girl wants to get married, she needs a whole day for her wedding. So she left there, and it's called Oak Wind Bed and Breakfast was the name of the place. It's still there. It's a beautiful place, and wonderful people that are running it now. And we were driving around League City, and we found this. My wife said, well, let's go by that old building I used to go see when I was a little kid going to school. It was an abandoned building. It was kind of spooky and stuff. So we went by there, and it was just a big shell, and there was a little portion of it had some offices in it, an architect and a psychologist. But in the bigger area where the Butler's Courtyard main room is now, there was a little sign that you would buy at Walmart. It says for lease by owners. So we said, oh my gosh, there was a phone number. So we called them, and we prayed about it a lot. And we went to Green, Texas, her and I, and we talked, spent the night at a bed and breakfast, stayed up all night talking about what we wanted to do. I had a corporate job in the corporate world. So I was basically providing most of what we needed for our family to live on. So we went back and we approached the owners, and we looked at the building, and we thought, oh, this is awesome. It was brought back a lot of memories. And unfortunately, though, it wasn't large enough, we didn't think, to do what we wanted to do because there was no room for bathrooms and stuff. So we went outside the building and we looked. There was this old falling down, what had been a barn, a wooden barn there. And it was just all falling down. And we went in there, and my wife said, is this available too? And they said, oh, yeah, we're just storing a bunch of junk in there now. That certainly would be available. We go inside, and we can look up through the ceiling. We can see the skylight, the holes in the roof, and we could look down through the floor, and there were holes in the floor too. And we said, well, we'll have to see if we can make this work. And it was just an open framed stud wall building. So we went to work on it, and we got the lease signed, and we put the bathrooms in there. So
they're still there, right?
Yeah.
And you'll call it the barn.
Yeah, call it the barn, right.
The
We
barn,
put metal galvanized patches over the floors in the hole. Took the old tin off, put new tin on, put some insulation in there, put the old tin underneath so you still see it when you look up. Insulated the walls and put beadboard up for paneling, and just took it from there. It's been a really exciting adventure and journey for us and our family. And of course, my daughter Amber, and my daughter Shauna, who are the owners now of the business, they both worked there when they were growing up. And then at one point, Amber came in and was the office manager after she got out of college too. So they've both, the 2 daughters that are now running the operations are well versed in the business. They just didn't come in and take over. They grew up there, working there, and we're very familiar with it. Both of them have certain talents that are balancing talents. And my wife and I are still on the real estate, so we're still heavily involved. And I work for Amber now, my daughter, as a consultant 3 or 4 days a week. And I just love being down there. It's such a wonderful spirit. There's not many jobs that you can go to where you go in, it's going to be the greatest day of somebody's life ever other than maybe when their child is born.
Yes.
It's just like a blessing that we have this ministry. We call it a ministry, not a job, and so we're just so pleased to be able to help. And there's always issues, but at Butler's Courtyard, we take pride in the fact that we get to know our brides. And it started with my wife in 2002 and our partner, Janice. We get to know our brides so well and we get to know all their backgrounds and stuff. We spend a lot of time planning with them. We have everything planned out, so we never have really had a bridezilla there. And we sometimes they'll have situations.
They haven't had me yet.
Kurt's trying to get married there this year.
Good.
He has to find.
Has he found a girlfriend yet?
Yeah, no, yes, that's the important part that we're finding out.
Yeah,
but
right.
We've also discussed that Kurt may be a bridezilla situation whenever.
Oh yeah, no, my wedding has to be perfect.
Groomzilla. Well, we pride ourselves in over the top perfection too. We go well past what people demand, and so we're said family owned, but we're a Christian based business, and we pray before every event, the whole team, and we're just so proud to be able to help people. And, people have issues. Maybe their parents were separated and stuff. And we kind of provide counseling in a lot of cases too to the bride, because that's her day.
Yes.
So we don't want them to be distracted from any baggage that they might be carrying from the past or any of that situation like that. So
Yeah.
we pray with the bride if they want that, and the groom. And of course, like I said, we are Christian-based business.
That's cool. So right now we have about 55 seconds, and then we're just going to make a switch so that way it goes on the FM too. Keep it going like this.
Mhm.
But we love going to Butler's Courtyard because y'all don't only do weddings. Like we were there on Thursday.
But they have dum-dums,
Candy,
suckers.
24. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Well,
day.
when we show up.
Right,
Oh,
right.
me and yeah,
Yeah.
the dum dums that go. Yeah.
We have other events there too. Yeah.
There's all kinds of events. Then we got 30 seconds.
Yeah, we'll be there again. I'll be there on Thursday night for Dr. Aaron Chapa's clinical nutrition
Uh-huh.
detox meeting.
Yeah,
Right.
6:30.
6:30. And
6.
last time they had a bunch of delicious like snacks and food.
Yeah, just snacks.
Because he's
You're
like
trying to
salad
detox,
and the
yeah.
vegetables.
It's all just a snack.
Have you ever done anything like that?
I've never detoxed. No. I thought about doing it this time, but there's just too many things going on. It's really
Yeah.
hard to schedule.
Here we go. Good morning. You're listening to KAGA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And we have a special guest in studio. We're going to be talking about a little bit of everything, whether that comes to, the city of League City, the history of League City. We're going to be talking about Butler's Courtyard and everything else. Sir, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Could you let everybody know what's your name and then what you're all involved with in the community?
Okay. Well, my name's Ronnie Richards, and my family and my wife Nancy and I and our family own Butler's Courtyard there, and we do weddings and receptions and special events. And I'm also the president of the League City Historical Society, which we have a museum there on 210 North Kansas at 2nd Street, and we preserve a lot of League City history and work to do that in area history. And we also work to communicate and teach others about the history of League City. We have the one-room schoolhouse there, which is a great program. It's a hands-on history certified thing that many teachers come to, and we invite typically students come and they enjoy a day and the way school was in the late 1800s, the early 1900s. And that's we've had over 100,000 students come through
Wow.
that program in the last 25 years. And I'm on the Economic Development Board for the city of Clear Lake Shores, where we're constantly looking for ways to bring diversified businesses into our little area. Clear Lake Shores is a very small area, and one of our primary concerns when we look for new businesses is they complement our lifestyle there, which is a golf cart lifestyle. That's almost as important or more important maybe than what type of business they are.
So what kind of business are y'all? Is there anything that y'all are targeting? Like, hey, we could really use something like this in our community.
Well, we have some great restaurants there now. We have Skipper's, which is a famous breakfast cafe restaurant, and they lunch and they're Greek and they have Greek food at night.
We actually we've given away some gift cards. It's Skipper's Cajun Greek or something like that, right?
Yeah. Skipper's Cafe. And then we have Jolie's, which is an awesome place. It used to be down right beside Jimmy Walker's on the channel, and they're great for seafood. And also they have hamburgers that are really good. And of course we have now the O2 restaurant, which is the place where Opus was on the water, which is a fine dining restaurant that's all right in the city, in the town center area. And we have Okies, which is a food truck place. They're on the corner of Marina Bay Drive and Clear Lake Road. But we're looking for other restaurants and retail operations that can come in and be successful in an environment where we have kind of smaller pieces of land to develop, and where they're going to have to invest in an elevated structure. Where we think we're getting a new brick oven pizza coming in soon.
Nice,
to an existing
brick
business.
oven.
So we're excited about that. And so we have a lot of parking and stuff available. We're just looking for people that are interested in investing in businesses and operating neat businesses here for us.
That's cool.
The one thing that you need. So Lamarck has this, and since kind of this happened, like Lamarck has started to boom, and we blame it on that one thing. That's KHEA radio.
Oh yeah.
If you had a KHEA radio
Yes,
in Clear Lake,
we'd love
Clear Lake
that.
Shores, it would boom. It would just grow.
We'd love that, certainly.
I agree. I'm gonna have to agree with you. Usually I don't agree with you, but on that I am going to. So we were talking a little bit off the FM about Butler's Courtyard, the history behind that. And whenever we met your wife the other day, we talked to her, and she said, I've been doing this, and that she was, like a matchmaker, that she used to do that a lot
Right.
with Butler's Courtyard. So your wife, I mean, she's good at what she
Right.
does. She taught her daughters, right?
Exactly. Yeah. She's the backbone, the founder, the chief visionary officer, and everything that made it what it is today. And now our daughters are following in our path, and they're even improving things as they adopt for the millennials, and the market is changing. And of course, in every field it is. So yeah, Nancy's she set the pattern and the mark, and we would help people. We had a great friend of ours who was in the business that on one of the big boats that they would charter out for weddings and receptions down there. I think it's the Fantasia now. And she was struggling to find a husband and, someone that she could live her life with. And so my wife told her, said, look, you just find a pair of pants that looks like the size and type that you would want your boyfriend or fiance to wear, and you lay them on your bed at night. And then you pray every night that the Lord will bring you someone that will fill those pants. And
Wow.
sure enough, it
That works.
happened. And they have a child now. And
Maybe that's why I haven't found anyone yet. Is I haven't been praying over like an article of clothing.
It wouldn't hurt. What would you pick though?
yeah, be careful here now.
This is a Christian radio station.
Right.
Wow. I mean, it does not hurt to pray.
Right.
And sometimes we don't think to pray, or it's like, oh, I shouldn't pray for this. But you really should. You should be praying over these things.
Kelsey just asked, can she help Kurt? Would Butler's Courtyard probably doesn't want that to happen because they don't want to give away a free wedding this year.
Yeah, right.
We'll do whatever we can to not find Kurt.
You're doing that yourself.
Truth.
So, let's talk a little bit more about the history of League City, because we learned a lot, even in the 5 minutes that we talked about
Right.
it before.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you said whenever you first came to the area, there was only about
5,000 residents. 5,280, I think, was the number when we drove into 1962, I guess. It's very small, but it all started in about 1854 when 3 families that were kind of affiliated came in from Calcasieu Parish in Louisiana and relocated here, uprooted themselves, came in wagons, and they settled the Perkins, one family, the Butler family, and the Coward family. And they've got Coward Creek, and we've got some of those places. They settled in the area because they wanted to raise cattle. And they had each one of them had a large number of children. And so they worked there during the war. Civil War interrupted things. Some of them went off to fight in the war, and they came back. But back in those days, you didn't have to have you didn't own land. You just ran cattle on free range, what they called it. So there were no fences. So they had a 30-acre ranch site there, but they ran their cattle on thousands of acres that were open. And then the other ranchers did the same thing. And the city kind of started from that. And then they brought the railroad through from Houston to Galveston, and that created an opportunity for a railroad depot there.
About what year was that?
Oh gosh, that was in the late 1800s or maybe the 1870s. Don't hold me to that.
Yeah, so that railroad from Highway 3 to Galveston, is that
the one that runs along Highway 3 was the one that came in. It was Galveston, Houston, and Harrisburg. I think Harris Railroad or something at GH&H. I can't recall.
Okay.
So it came in, and that allowed the things to come. Cotton. There was a lot of cotton coming in and out of Galveston, and produce, and then of course cattle. We were able to ship the cattle out, and no longer had to drive them across land to get to the different places where they would be sold and sent off. And that was a big boon. The railroad kind of created things. And about by the early 1913, 1950, there was about 500 residents in the area, and there was a developer in Galveston, a wealthy developer named J.C. League, and he actually bought all of the property that is now League City, and he had it platted and helped get roads in and stuff. And then he gave away land for a church, which is now the Old St. Mary's Catholic Church there on Main Street on 518. And he gave away a place for a school, which is where the one-room schoolhouse is now. It was called the Green School back then, I think. And then he gave away an area which is League Park for parks, so people would be able to go to church, go to school, and recreate right there in the area.
Does he still have family like in this area?
No, I don't. I think he might have distant family. They're not too attached as far as I can tell. The Butler family and the other fellow that lived there in the area was from the rancher, George Washington Butler. And he became a county commissioner at one time. He was a school superintendent, and a lot of people would bring their letters they wanted to mail to him, and they would get them on the train and to get out of the area. And he became kind of the guy that was running the city, George Washington Butler. And he built they knew they needed a bank there, so they built a large building, which is Butler's Courtyard now, at a bank, a general store, and barbershop, doctor, and all that kind of stuff there where we are. And that was kind of the Galleria area for League City back in the day.
That's cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because like we had mentioned, well, the restrooms now, it was kind of like a barn, but then there's all these other little buildings around that have kind of made it the perfect little establishment. We were looking at the groom's room, and then the bride has like its own house where they can get ready, and everything's been put together. Really cool.
I think that's a great feature. My wedding with my ex-wife, we got married in a church. We had a room. We didn't have a house, man. If I had a house, we would play video games while they were all getting. Man, I sat around for hours, like I was ready to go.
Right.
Women take forever to get ready.
Okay, first of all, it's their wedding day, and it's not the wedding half day, so they need a whole day to get ready. It only happens hopefully one time, not all the time, but it's a special moment. You probably I could see you dreaming about your wedding as a little boy. Did you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't either. But you know who does? Like my wife, and I saw she tuned in earlier. She may still be watching, but yeah, they think about their wedding, all the time. Some people do. Not Crystal just pointed over here and said, no, not her. She
the worst thing, I feel bad for my ex-wife for one thing. Only one thing is on our wedding day.
Besides you,
wow.
I feel sorry for her. So keep going.
I turned around to see her for the first time while we were taking pictures.
Oh yeah.
What came out of my mouth was not what I meant. I'm like,
cute.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's what I said. And everyone was like, did he just say that?
Oh, you're so cute. Just like give her a little noogie on her head. But you do say that a lot, not even just about like other people like, oh, it's so cute. And it's like, dude, cute is not necessarily like how you would describe your wife on her wedding day. Like breathtaking. Like I'm even probably just like being speechless and not saying anything would be better.
I couldn't say anything. And that's what came out.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Wow. I'm sure your wife has a ton of stories, and I'm sure you do as well of all the weddings that if you had to estimate in the year since about 2002, like how many weddings has Butler Courtyard been a part of?
Well, it's been how many years? 15 years, and we did over 100 weddings a year, so probably 15,000 weddings.
What?
He said probably about over 15,000 weddings.
So
that's a lot.
10 times, not 15. Is it 15? You have 100 a year. 1,500 weddings. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's still a lot.
I wouldn't be shocked because like the growth. I remember talking to Amber, and she was saying that we're on track to do this many this year. Y'all get booked out really far in advance.
Right. We're very blessed in that area. We're such a unique venue. There's not any place really like us in the greater Houston area because we're authentic. Many places are built for weddings, and they try to duplicate what we have, but that's kind of the difference between Disneyland and the real world. And it's very peaceful there. A lot of beautiful oak trees to complement the site. So we're just really fortunate.
Yeah, that's cool. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
And we're talking a little bit about the history of League City. We're also talking about Butler's Courtyard, everything that's going on here. We even mentioned some Clear Lake Shore, some of the local restaurants. And I'm excited to see where League City goes in the future. People always say like studying the past, you can kind of see the different phases that people go through. And even you were mentioning like, hey, well, people moved here because of the economy and then, getting better.
Right.
So what do you see happening for League City? I mean, it's been growing like crazy.
Right.
And what do you see going?
Well, I see based on all the forecasts and things, it's only about 50% developed, the land is. So it could double in size easily over the next 10, 20, 30 years. Could go from 105,000 to 200,000 quite easily if the space is available. We're those of us that are in League City we want to make sure though that the growth is appropriate and that it's sustainable, and that what is built there is not just one subdivision after another, but the subdivisions have their own life to themselves, their own shopping, their own quality lifestyle things. So people that live there will enjoy it and will recognize this League City, and it will be unique.
Yeah, I agree. We had Mayor Pat Hallisey in, before that election. We were talking about, the plans, the growth, and everything. That's what he had mentioned, that it's only about halfway developed, and it's just been, the growth already has been kind of nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And so, making sure that happens at an appropriate time, because we just need to plan and say, like, are we prepared for this? Are we good to go?
Right.
Well, okay, let's take baby steps as much as you can, but I'm excited to see it.
We need good roads and drainage, for
Exactly.
mobility and for drainage and stuff. And that's always a challenge. It's a lot of money to create all those roads and the proper drainage and everything.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Curt?
I think we saw you at
Olympia Grill.
That's
Boom.
right. Yeah,
Right.
we saw you at Olympia Grill. You guys go to all the ribbon cuttings, correct?
We go to some of them. We can't make all of them because League City's growing so fast. They're having like sometimes many 2 or 3 a day. That League City Regional Chamber of Commerce is doing a stellar job in supporting businesses in League City. And I can't say enough about them and about their president and executive director, Steve Patterson, and all the committees we have. It's been really active there, and it's really grown by leaps and bounds.
Yeah. So, Butler's Courtyard and you and your family have been a huge supporter of KHEA Radio and helped us be able to do and grow and still. And so Olympia Grill, they are supporters as well. And so we were definitely wanting to be there anytime that, they have something big going on. Same with Butler's.
Right.
So it was nice to go see the familiar faces and to meet some people. And had you been to Olympia Grill before?
Yes, I have been to the one in Galveston,
Mhm.
both the one on the water several times, maybe 3 or 4, and then the other one that's on this whatever the main road there is down kind of on the seawall once. But this one I had been to once before already, and I love their food. It's just awesome.
I'm glad that it's close.
Right, exactly. I don't go to Galveston just to eat,
Yeah. It is nice, but like for a trip, the weekend, or I got a free morning.
It's great to go to the one in Galveston to sit out there and watch the cruise ships go out and come in,
pier.
And they're like, yay, bon voyage, and you're just sitting there on the land, but still.
Yeah.
You're like, man, if only KHEA Radio would give away a cruise for us so that we could go on one.
Yeah. You can broadcast live from the seas.
We just need an internet connection. Have you been on a cruise before?
Oh yeah. Lots of them.
It's pretty fun?
Oh, it's fun. And it's awesome out of Galveston in particular because it's just 20, 30 minutes away. You can Uber down there so you don't have to park. It doesn't cost that much. And so you save on the parking. You get right on the ship, and they go to some really neat places. And they have a ride variety. You can go on a 4-day, a 5-day, or 7-day. And I think there may be some 14-day cruises coming up.
Oh, my goodness.
If you are pressed for time, you take one of the shorter trips, and they go to really nice places, and the ships are so awesome in themselves. They've got so much going on.
The only thing that concerns me is the size of the room. So we were talking to some people, and they were saying that the room is about
400 by 400, wasn't it?
I don't even know if that. No. It was like 150, like 150 by 150 feet by like 20.
We were talking about the hotel rooms are 400 by 400 or something.
Right. No, they're small, like a 1-bedroom house, like a 1-bedroom in your house. But they have the bathroom, a dressing area, and the bed. So they're okay. And if you get one with a window, a porthole, or whatever, a balcony, it opens it up a lot. But frankly, you're not in your room except to sleep, and so you don't really notice the room as much.
That makes sense. Catch me at the buffet, right?
Right.
I'm either like catching some rays or catching some calories at the buffet or listening.
They
to
have activities going on like 18 hours a day. I mean, they're only closed down like at 3 a.m, and then when they close the casino, then they open for breakfast. Yeah, I guess the food's open 24 hours.
Oh, okay, food. Wow.
Yeah.
We need a detox cruise where like they only have vegetables on it, so you're not tempted at all.
Right.
No, the whole point is to go on the cruise and just get fat.
Yeah, the chocolate buffet. Yeah,
the chocolate fountain,
the midnight chocolate buffet.
I do have to ask this really fast as we're talking about chocolate fountains on cruises. For my wedding, Butler's Courtyard, they're gonna do a cheese fountain, right?
Yeah, it was pretty cheesy though. I think to do something like that.
Yeah, it is a little cheesy.
Is it? Oh man, the cheese fountain.
A
is
queso.
the
We could put some
best.
queso.
That's what he
yeah.
wants. He wants like a straight up queso fountain.
Oh, that'd be cool.
What would you dip in it?
My whole
Shoot.
body.
Yeah.
Jump in and be like, it's a party. I want a fountain. I'm not talking about one of those little tiny little things that you like
Yeah.
fondue with. No, I
No.
want like a
We have
where you
those.
can like throw like the pennies in and wish in those, you know?
Okay.
Like that kind of fountain that I can jump in after the wedding.
Your wife will
Seal
annul
the
marriage.
vows, you know, you jump
Yeah.
in the fountain of
Yeah.
cheese.
Well, you won't be in charge of that. Your wife will, so or your fiance will. So
Oh,
I would-
no. This is my way.
you get to pick the food. That's good.
Unless you marry a mouse, and then they'll be like down.
yeah.
Okay, so it's 9:45. This is KHEARadio.com. Let us know what you guys have going on today. Have you been to Butler's Courtyard before? If you have, let us know. If not, there's an event this Thursday at 6:30 where we're going to be talking about health, nutrition, detox, and everything else that Dr. Chapa, preaches on. He's going to have some special guests in that day. So if you're interested in learning more about this cleanse that we have been doing, we're on day 10. This is day 10. Can you believe it? And it's kind of
Amazing.
gone by quick. And Amber, she's doing well too.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And she has some other people
Yeah,
at
the other
Butler's.
Butler's team. Yeah, the girls they're all on that.
I think it's
program.
Jessica and Lindsay, but they are
Uh-huh.
a support team. And we've done
Right.
this one other time in August, and it was hard because the only support I had was Curt. And I don't know if you know much about Curt. He's not much support, especially when it comes to diet and exercise. So it was kind of just me like, Curt, come on, you got to do
Uh-huh.
this. And then I don't think he did it. But this time there's a whole bunch of people, including Amber,
Uh-huh.
posting pictures. This is a lunch idea, some other things that I had going on, and that's been huge. So I know Amber's doing well, and if y'all want to go visit Butler's Courtyard, maybe take a tour. They do some of these open house events. They actually had one on Sunday, so make sure you go follow Butler's Courtyard on social media so you can find out when the next one is. Maybe you have a wedding coming up this year, next year, or you just want to plan on getting married, or you have kids that are going to get married one day. Let us know. We're going to take a quick break right now. It's 9:46. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. Yo, Sherry said queso fountain. I hate when wait. She said, I hate whenever I'm expected to do certain things and I miss important conversations. So she comes back and it's like, where did the queso fountain come from? Curt wants one at his wedding.
Oh,
Shauna, that's your daughter?
yes.
She said, hey, hi, Daddy-O. What's up,
Look
Shauna?
at that taco being dipped in cheese.
Oh, Chelsea said, I saw Amber last night. She had her veggie snacks. What's up, Chelsea? Chelsea won a gift card to Olympia Grill
Oh, wow.
for Monday's show. So way to go, Chelsea.
Oh, okay.
We'll make sure that I think we reached out. Didn't we reach out or she
Yeah, we
reached out?
got everybody lined
Let
up,
them know how
ready
to do that.
go.
We love to give stuff away.
Mhm, yeah.
And we have these things here where it's a free hummus or a free dessert to Olympia Grill. We're just trying to figure out the best way to do that. Would you like one?
Sure would.
He's
So-
like, free dessert. Go
Yeah,
there
free
now."
dessert. Yeah, are you picking free dessert or free hummus?
I think I better go with the hummus.
So on here, and this is what I've been telling people. So Vincent, the GM, brought this in on Monday,
Uh-huh.
but he texted me later and was like, "Oh man, I put 2018 on the thing," but he said it's still good. That
They weren't even
just
open in
made them.
2018.
Yeah. So
That's faked them out.
we wanted to make sure so somebody wants to see him be like, "What? KHEA Radio gave me an expired coupon? How would they do that?"
Yeah.
We printed a whole bunch of these
We
a
didn't.
year ago.
Yeah.
We copied them.
Yeah.
That'd be easy to copy.
Mhm.
Wow, Curt,
Oh, don't do that.
are you? Curt, that doesn't. I don't know, like what kind of angle you were trying to get. And hopefully, it tasted good.
Oh, it was delicious.
It looks. I'm sure. That
Doesn't
was
look
Curt's.
good. That's my dinner last night.
What is it?
It's zucchini noodles, and then there's some marinara sauce on it.
Uh-huh.
And then I had these crackers from Natural Living, which is in League City.
Right.
I think they were, what were they? Seaweed?
Oh, I've eaten some of those.
Oh,
Amber
I
had
don't-
Amber had a big jar of those. Like,
yeah. So I
They're
stuck
not the
those on
best.
the outside and made it look like they were it looked professional.
It looks really bad,
What?
But
It has
I'm glad
15
you were
likes.
proud of it. Well, look, some of-
zucchini is good, and the other stuff. I mean, it ought to be
Oh,
good.
it was so good. And the chips on the outside just added that special little touch.
I had leftover spaghetti squash with the pasta sauce last night. So which I had eaten the night before. and it was good as well. I actually still have like one more serving left that I could eat, but I don't know if I'll have time because I'm leaving today. I'm going to San Antonio.
Good.
Woohoo! To not eat any of the delicious Mexican food. I'm gonna go see what vegetables San Antonio has to offer.
They have those. You could get a vegetarian pita plate, with all those peppers.
I'm gonna have to do that. I think.
know.
But they'll
Beans?
probably be
Can
pretty
you-
good.
can you eat
no,
beans?
we can't eat beans.
Oh,
we can't.
no, that's
We can't
terrible.
eat rice. We can't eat beans. We can't eat tortillas. We can't eat cheese. We can't even drink caffeine, which for us was really tough. But
Oh,
now
yeah.
we're okay.
Yeah.
So it's literally vegetables cooked or not, and then. But hey, tomorrow we can have chicken, or turkey, or fish one time a day. So if I do go to a Mexican restaurant, I can say I want chicken fajitas and I want a bunch of veggies on there,
Right.
and then I'm gonna tear it up. Shauna said that's what I had for dinner, but my husband made it with pesto. Zucchini noodles are delicious.
Yeah, zucchini noodles, rocking it, and it was so easy. It was like already pre-made,
Uh-huh.
mixed it
Pre-cut.
together. I put some olive oil, some extra virgin olive oil in the pan. Then I put some garlic on top of it.
Mm.
Did some butter. Did some
Just listen to you talk. I don't know
Cajun
why.
spice.
You're just talking
Crystal's just
about-
rolling her eyes over there, but I'm not sure why. I think it's just something
I
about
added some red peppers.
your voice.
He's trying to act like he can actually cook.
You
He's
see
talking
that
about it being
thing?
The most basic of basics.
He's like, all I had to do was
Marinara from scratch.
boom.
Oh,
I
I'm
did
not
it.
making anything from scratch. Heck no. If I can already have it pre-made,
Yeah.
save me the time.
I-
Apparently, you got tons of time that you can make your own marinara. And you want a job here.
But then she won't be. She'll be buying it by the jar whenever she gets hired.
Oh,
She'll
yeah.
be like,
Enjoying that now. Did you
Yeah.
hear her story today?
Uh,
She walked in here and strong armed us. She was like, so this intern thing really isn't working for me anymore. Here's my resume.
I thought she was about to walk
hire
out.
me or I
Fire
walk. Exact words that came out of her mouth.
Oh no.
Did not say that.
It was close.
Very close. I was scared. I was like, I don't know how to respond to this. I looked at Gardy and I'm like, Gardy, take it.
The first thing that came to my mind, I was like, I can't say that. And then the second thing I couldn't say either. So I had to wait till the third thing came to mind. And then I said that. Well, I'm not going to say it on the air, but I am glad that Crystal is here with us. She's been awesome and appreciate everything.
We gotta squash this though, because what if Ethan also gets the idea?
Ethan's going to do the same thing now.
We're gonna lose all of our interns.
Man.
Do you
This
have
is
any
true.
interns that we can steal from Butler's Courtyard?
I feel like interning at Butler's Courtyard would be a great opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially, if you're planning. The connections, but like event planning, if you want to go into like management of restaurants, management of any kind of role, Butler's Courtyard would be a great, a job. And I talked to some of the employees there. I believe they were like high school age. So they were at that event for Dr. Chapa. And I said, hey, what's up, guys? What's y'all's names? So they told me their names. And I asked them I said, well, how do y'all like working here? They said, I really, really like it. And then I was asking why, and they were telling me. And then one girl said, this is what I want to do. One day I want to have my own business where it's a wedding venue and all this other stuff. But she was young. So I went and tattletale and I said, Amber, this girl's only working here so she can steal all your ideas. I think you need to fire. No, I'm just kidding. But I did tell her that like in a joking manner. I was like, this girl, she was like, oh, she
She's
knew.
oh,
No.
she's not as good.
No.
Like
She's like 16 years old. So
I
it's not
know.
like,
Oh yeah.
And Amber's
Yeah.
like, oh, she's never gonna steal my
Hey,
idea.
Arnold's here if you want to. So that's what happened. But no, we always enjoy Butler's. What's up, Luis? He says zucchini noodles, new word to my vocabulary.
That's funny.
But the zucchini noodles, are they better than regular pasta noodles?
Have you ever been to the Texas Pit Stop Barbecue?
There's one in Lamarck and one in Galveston on
Mm.
Seawall.
Oh my gosh, you gotta go. Maybe today. Maybe that's what you should do
Right.
for lunch today.
Right.
Get the Casper. It's a brisket sandwich with mac and cheese on it.
Oh really? That's interesting. Huh.
And there's a modified Casper sandwich now where it's a grilled cheese with brisket and cheese, mac and cheese inside of it.
Oh my
He
god.
likes cheese. I don't know if you can tell. He has
Affinity for cheese.
an unhealthy relationship.
Uh-huh.
It's actually his ex-wife. He married
no.
cheese. His
That was
face,
a
y'all
hard
couldn't see it.
breakup when I had to go on this cleanse.
For this cleanse.
I was like, man, I gotta divorce you. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so we're gonna go on in about 40 seconds, and then we'll only have like two or 3 minutes. So we'll kind of tell everybody one more time
Right.
about Butler's Courtyard, where y'all are located, and why they should check out Clear Lake Shores or develop there, and everything else. So.
Did you have fun today?
Oh yeah, it was fun. Very. It wasn't stressful or anything. Some
Good.
people get all freaked out.
Yeah, Kurt.
I do.
Sometimes.
Every morning. Every morning.
I have to
I'm
calm
like,
him down.
"Oh,
I'm like, Kurt, it's gonna be okay.
I'm so scared. I don't know if I can do this.
We got 10 seconds. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
It's 9:55 a.m. I am excited about everything that we have going on today, and we had an awesome time with our first guest.
Yeah, great time. Tell us a little bit more about what Butler's Courtyard is, where it's located, and why somebody should go and check out Butler's Courtyard.
Well, thank you. Butler's Courtyard is in the historic district of League City. That's one thing that's very special about it. That area was started in the late 1800s or maybe even the mid 1800s. And the trees and things, they're over 100 years old. They have a great canopy of oak trees everywhere. And the old streets and things, the old curbs, it's quite different than anywhere else you're going to find anywhere in the area, except maybe down on the Strand in Galveston.
Mm-hmm.
So we're so proud to have it there. And we do weddings and receptions, of course. We also do special events. So if you have a special event coming up, whether it be a big birthday party, anniversary party, company party, we do those. We also have an addendum, kind of a new area that we're prospecting and filling. It's called the Fig Factory. And it was a fig factory that was opened in about 1909. And it was near the railroad tracks. And there were a lot of fig farms in the area. Somebody said there were over 12,000 acres, I think they studied, of figs in the Pearland, League City area and adjoining areas. And so they would harvest those figs and then would take them to the fig factory, and then they would turn them into jelly or can them and what have you. And it was the largest employer in League City for many years. And I don't think it closed until probably the late 50s. So it was there for quite a while. It may have closed during some other times for a short period, but it employed over 100 people when it was in season. So that's a neat little area there. We can do all kinds of events there, rehearsal dinners, baby showers, smaller things. But our main thrust this time of year, especially, about 40% of engagements happen between Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day. So a lot of brides are out looking for a place to hold their wedding and reception, and we would like for them to consider us. Check us out online at butlerscourtyard.com or visit our Facebook page and see what we have there. Like I said, we're a family-owned business. We pay a lot of attention to our customers, and we only do one wedding a day, so it's your wedding day. You have the place for the whole day, and we're all-inclusive, so we provide pretty much everything, but you can customize. If there's something that you want to do that's outside of what we normally do, we'll work with you to either provide that for you or to work with your provider to make that happen. But our prices include everything except your photographer, your florist, and your officiant. So you just come check us out, and we'll be glad to show you around.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us again. You're welcome back anytime. We love everything that Butler's Courtyard is doing, and it was a lot of fun to learn about League City. I mean, really learning things that I had no idea. I like to go check out the schoolhouse.
Right. I'd love for you to come visit our schoolhouse. We have a one-room schoolhouse a couple of blocks away. It's not part of Butler's, but it's a big part of League City's history. And we have a museum there with a lot of artifacts that were collected from League City area and a surrounding area. We have the first League City fire hose reel there. Back in the day when there was no fire department, they had this hose reel that was people would pull manually, and it had a big hose wrapped around the reel, and they would pull it down there and then use that with a pump to put water on the fire. So we have that preserved and outside there. Then the other side of the property, we have an old combination ice house and barbershop. There was actually a place in Lake City. It was had a barbershop in one side and an ice house on the other, and you can go in there and you can see actual figurines made out of paper mache, and they're getting their hair done, cut and stuff. And I think you guys might want to drop by and check that out.
For sure. Yeah.
Get some hair on there.
It's growing back in.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
All right.
Wow.
We're going to take a break. It's 9:59. When we come back, we're going to have Arnold talk about Texas Pit Stop again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This is KHEAradio.com, 99.5 FM. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
All right. Cool.
Ooh, see that maneuver I did just there?
Ooh, that was
I didn't know what I like. There was some stuff going on there, but I figured it out to work.
wow. Good job. Nice
Yeah.
job.
Thank you.
Standing
Thank you.
ovation, Gardy. Oh, I'm just actually standing to get that.
Hey,
Thank you.
guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, brother.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you,
We'll
guys.
see you soon.
All right.
We'll see you soon.
There's no barbecue out there. Thank goodness. I'm sure I'm going to smell it on him, though. Are you ready?
Cologne
Are you
brisket.
ready for Arnold?
Sure.
Are you
What's
ready?
up, Shane?
Are
Colleen,
you
we're
ready?
talking Texas Pit Stop. Lamar, Texas.
Everyone with me. Texas, hit stop. Too long.
Pit
Right.
Stop would work.
Hit stop. Hit
Hit.
stop. Hit. Hey, how are you doing?
All right.
Ooh. I was like, he didn't bring any barbecue, but you know what? I'm sure I can still smell it on him, and I do.
Sorry, sorry, but no food today.
No, we don't need it.
Cleanse. We can't eat.
We can't eat meat. We're not allowed to eat meat on this
Oh,
thing.
man.
So that's why we.
That's not
before
even
we
right.
haven't been around. Like you probably missed us.
Yeah.
We hadn't been to the pit stop because we can't eat meat right now. But we can start. I'm going out of town to San Antonio actually today, and I'm going to be back for Sunday. But then we're allowed to eat tomorrow chicken, turkey, at least one time a day. So that's part of what we're doing. But last time we did this in August, I was at the Texas Pit Stop because I would get the smoked chicken,
Yeah.
and I would eat that whole thing, like the whole
chicken.
Yeah. Hey,
Like,
you can
can
cut
you give me like 8 of them?
you can cut it in half if you want to. I'm still gonna eat the whole thing, you
Yeah.
know. So, man, what's been going on? How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Man, it seemed like this morning has been a busy morning for me. It was kind of a good thing. We kind of got pushed back till 10, but it was great because I've been on the phone all morning.
Yeah. What? Just handling normal business stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of it. And of course, we're getting ready for the Houston Livestock and Rodeo
Ooh,
cook-off.
yeah.
And so we lost a couple sponsors this year. So we're getting phone calls that, hey, we need to start trying to hit up some sponsors to help us out for the Houston Livestock and Rodeo. And then, that, and then, of course, we are trying to expand into a third spot. And I got an appointment today, go look at a place in Lake City. So kind of been dealing with that.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
What? That's awesome.
So
Wait, did I hear that? You need to say it one more time because I need to make sure that I heard it correctly.
Texas Pit Stop in League City.
Looking at potentially
Woo!
expanding to Lake City.
yes, sir. Yeah.
Wow, that's
So,
awesome.
Gardy's like, you're coming into my territory. Stop. Like I would go there every day.
How close is it to my house? Hopefully, it's
Did we get an idea of what location?
It's on the freeway.
Okay.
Used to be. Well, I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, no, you don't say what you don't.
Yeah.
Anything, you don't give
but
it too much.
It's on the freeway, close to 518.
Okay, that's
what
what's up.
freeway?
Yeah. Yes.
There's
Were you saying
tons
what
of-
freeway? I-45, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what's up.
518. I'm trying to think what is.
So yeah, we got
Bunch
city.
over there.
Some people are saying hello. Hey, Nikki's watching. What's up, Nikki? We need to get you in here one day too.
Yeah,
And
Nikki's only been on that for our share-a-thon.
Correct. Yeah.
Does she get nervous around like radio and cameras?
I don't give her time off.
Ah.
she does such a good job.
Oh, she does.
Yes, that Lamarck location's running like a top. Seriously, every time we go in there, even the line can be backed up all the way. You know, if guys are coming in for lunch, but then it just moves.
Yeah.
And so you can always get in if you want to go pick it up or have lunch there, and it always runs well.
Yeah, and that's what it kind of. I mean, we love the lines, but it also kind of hurts us because some of our regulars pull up and they see the parking lot's full and they'll go on somewhere else. But we do move the line very quickly.
Y'all do,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, it may not be your normal, but we do move people in and out quick.
You know what you could do to trick people is just have a drive-through. I feel like sometimes I do that. Someone's like, "Oh, I'll go through the drive-through and beat the crowd," and then
Yeah.
sometimes not. I'm not going to name any other places, but sometimes it's just as long, if not longer. It's like I should have went in.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
You guys start doing deliveries now too with like the waiter app.
Yeah, we
saw.
have of course, we do make deliveries if it's to a business, but we have the waiter app now, and you call the waiter or get on the waiter app and order to them, and they'll deliver to your house.
That's cool. I just had a great idea. So if you order with the waiter app, if there's a long line lunch and you order with the waiter app, but put the address as the Texas Pit Stop, and then the directions are like I'm sitting in the back. So then like the person will come to pick up the food and then just take it to you in the back. And yeah, you just got to give them a little tip. It's like a server. But the Galveston location, that's what they do, because you have a server there. We went and shot some video in Galveston.
That video still to come. We're giving away some gift cards.
I'm excited.
I'm pumped.
I am excited. But if you haven't been to the Galveston location, it's right on the seawall. It actually used to be McAllister's. And so if you're, 61st, and then you take a right, and it's
Yes.
over there.
Yes. Well, I'm sorry about the address. Our addresses are so close. They have the same numbers in it, so I get very confused. But it's, I believe, 6612 Seawall,
Okay.
right in front of Walmart. Also in Galveston, we've been playing with the beef ribs, so we have beef ribs in Galveston, and hopefully maybe next week we'll have them in Lamar.
I saw you posted a picture, and it was like a 2-pound beef rib over there, like just taking up the entire plate. Did you see that picture you posted?
Man, it looked so good. You make it really. I almost unfollowed Texas Pit Stop during this cleanse because it was almost too much for me to be like, you know what, Dr. Choppa, I'm leaving, riding off into the sunset with my barbecue.
No, that makes
Texas
sense.
Pit Stop.
He did text me last night, and here, let me read. Can I read these text messages he sent me? This dude, he sent me a text, and let me see. It was at 6:07 p.m. He said, "Oh man, I'm dying today." I said, "Of what?" Because I thought it was gonna be like my allergies are still here, or like, oh, I got a nosebleed. My pencil and my pocket protector poked my stomach.
Wow.
So he said, "I just want to give up on the cleanse." I said, "Why?" And he said, "All of these videos and food that I see on social media, talking about what you guys are doing." He said, "It all looks so good." I said, "Just don't watch them. Have some willpower." He said, "I'm so weak." And I said, "That's why you need to be strong." And then he stopped texting me and continued to text me later, like 30 minutes about something else.
So all of our listeners are going through and like finding like the empty buildings near 518 in the freeway.
What's released?
And
Wow.
they're like, they're being detectives. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's the only building I see empty over there. Must be that one.
Hey, yeah, we got some people dropping some knowledge. They said if you get on Texas Pit Stop's email list, you can get lots of deals and free food on your birthday. So that's really cool.
Yeah. That's our loyalty points program.
That's cool.
I'm not
And,
on that list.
Yeah, we need to get on that list. We need to get on the email list.
We had just been doing it in Lamar, but we do honor them in Galveston. But we're going to start signing people up for the Galveston location also.
Okay. That's awesome. Well, you know what? As soon as I get back in town, I'm definitely making a stop at Texas Pit Stop at the Lamarck one. First of all, because, I grew up, right down the street. And so I know the area well. I really like going there. And I'm going to be able to order that chicken and have that smoked chicken and get some of the veggies on the side. And I'm going to feel like I'm eating a normal meal and I'm not just eating like salad.
I'm glad that you pointed. I just grew up down the street that way.
I did. Well, I'm thinking. So what I saw in my head was Texas Pit Stop, like right there, and
next
so
to your house.
and
like,
then I pointed like the way that you would
like
get there.
You would go from your house. That's
Yeah.
funny. I'm like, I think it's that way.
Well, it is literally that
Yeah.
way, but I saw the vision of the park.
But
I love it.
don't forget, we got the smoked turkey too. That's pretty awesome.
Can we have turkey?
Do y'all do any fish yet?
Yeah.
Y'all do fish?
Actually, we do the fish. You can get it fried, grilled, or blackened.
Okay, because we're allowed to have fish too, and so it's fish, turkey, or the chicken.
Can we get confirmation that we have to wait till tomorrow?
That's
Is it tomorrow
Yeah.
or today?
Well, we need to watch the video that you filmed. Dr. Chapa hopefully was be saying that. Yeah,
What
it's
can you have the port skins?
no.
Oh.
We can't have it because it had we're not allowed, really, we aren't like eating it. Well, it doesn't have any carbs, but there was something that I was
The
looking
pork.
at. Oh yeah, because we aren't allowed to have pork, even though
Okay.
it's white meat. I was like, what is the important? Okay, it's pork fat. That's the one. That's why. But those are like a lot of people do keto,
Yeah.
and those are keto friendly, and it's like the perfect snack. And y'all make them there, right?
Yeah.
Y'all brought us some during our share-a-thon.
Yeah. Actually, when you get your, whenever y'all come to the restaurant and do a video, we can show how they're fried up and all that. That's pretty awesome to
That's cool.
see how they go in and how they come out.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool. So, man, we're getting a lot of feedback. So Leon had said, I guess so I remember having Texas Pit Stop, she said it was in August, but for the Dickinson Police Academy that y'all had done some catering. Because that's something else y'all do, right?
Yeah, we do a lot of catering, and well, the one for Dickinson, that was a kind of a sponsor deal to help them out. So
Cool. That's very cool. So you're going to be your barbecue team because you got the Texas Pit Stop competition team, and then you got the restaurants.
yeah.
And so y'all get sponsors, and then y'all go to these cook-offs.
Okay. Well,
right?
I actually, for the Houston Livestock Rodeo, I actually cook for Texas Gasoline Alley.
Okay,
So it won't be under the Texas Pit Stop name.
gotcha.
But it used to be Valero Gasoline Alley, but they've taken the Valero name off of it.
Cool.
Yes, so and they've been doing that for probably 30 plus years. They've been cooking.
So
in
that's the name of the cook-off team.
the name of the cook now is Texas Gasoline Alley, and I've been cooking for them for I think it's going on 5 years now.
Wow.
So,
Were you with another team before that?
well, I had my own team.
Okay.
I have before I opened the restaurant, I had Los Vaqueros cooking
Okay.
team, and that was pretty much family and very close friends were on that team. We had that team for probably about 30 years.
What about your son? Is he going to be up there on a team for the Houston Livestock Show?
as of right now, he won't be cooking up unless he comes up there and helps me.
Okay.
More
But,
importantly, do you have a contact that we can have so they can come on our show and get us as the judges?
Or I feel like our contact is, I don't want to be a judge. I just want to be like tag along with Arnold, like on the day where there's like just have food. That's what we need to do.
Of course, you're always invited to just tag along at any cook-off I do. So
See, that's all we needed.
That's an open invitation there.
We'll be like, Arnold, we're here. We're at the gate. Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, come on in. I got a brisket plate just for you." What?
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
So I have been like, so my friend's dad, I think I mentioned this before, but it was the Brazoria County Fair. They had a cook-off for it. And my friend's dad, he was on a cook-off team, and that was like one of the best, just being like in the tent, hanging out, all the tables, everybody's family, they're cooking and doing everything. But then it's just like, it was one of the best experiences of my life so far, because there's all the music and there's the atmosphere, just the smell and delicious food. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, it's been for me, it's been an awesome experience being in these cook-offs. Especially after all these years. Of course, I had my sons and my nephews hanging out, and really
Mhm.
never thought they were paying attention to anything we were doing. But now that they have their own team, I realized they were paying a lot of attention.
That's my recipe. What you doing?
Yeah.
Who taught you that? You
they-
watched me.
they,
I feel like a pro wrestling would have happened.
Yeah.
Like, "And in this corner, we got Arnold. Good stuff."
Yeah,
And you're like, body slamming, "That's my brisket."
because they've done very well. They've they're becoming one of the top teams in the area.
That's awesome. What's up, Aaron? Hey, right now we're talking Texas Pit Stop. You been to the pit stop lately?
Possibly.
Yeah, he's Aaron's my good friend. We had worked together, and I remember when we worked at AT&T, we would go to the Texas Pit Stop because there's we worked in Lamarck and Galveston, and at the time y'all didn't have the location because McAllister's were there, so we would eat at McAllister's in Galveston. Sometimes eat at the pit stop, in Lamarck, and We got 4 seconds. We're going to go on this as well. Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
We got Arnold in studio from the Texas Pit Stop. What's up, Arnold? How's it going?
Oh, it's going great this morning.
That's good. Hey, we learned some breaking news, and maybe if you want to break it again, I guess you're looking at other places to expand. Do you want to share maybe where you're looking right now?
Yes, we're looking to maybe come up with a third location, and we're kind of looking like from Dickinson on like towards Houston, Lake City area, Nassau area, Webster, maybe Pearland.
That's awesome. So I'm excited to see that growth happen. You know, and the first location was in Lamarck.
In Lamarck, yeah, we've been there 8 years, and then we opened up one in Galveston 2 years ago.
Yeah, and now it's time to keep growing, and that's like the final, like the goal, right? Like just to keep these restaurants going, and then just expand.
Yes, it is, and of course I got lots of ideas in my head. Was doing maybe doing a country cooking type of restaurant with barbecue and maybe someday even a Mexican restaurant.
Okay, now you're speaking my language with the as well. Hey, look at Kurt's face. I think he's like in shock over there. He's trying to pick his job.
I won't go back.
With the Mexican restaurant. So we love Mexican food around here. So we started a Facebook group called Talk of Taco. If you're listening and you have not joined Talk of Taco or posted a taco picture yet today, I recommend that you go do that. But
I posted one today.
Yeah, you did. That's funny. But I saw that Nikki, your daughter, who's running the Lamarck location right now, she posted a picture the other day with some brisket tacos.
Yes. And I actually, some good news on the brisket tacos. We've been having them, but we've started in Galveston where we're making our own or fresh made tortillas.
Oh man,
both corn and the flour tortillas, and we'll probably start that in Lamarck probably by the end of the week. So
is Galveston like the tester? Because that's what I've kind of noticed. They got the beef rib, the tacos.
Yeah, mainly because I'm there mainly during the day.
Yeah,
and so I kind of do all the recipes and experiment down there.
Okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say, well, we can't leave Lamarck, but yeah, if you're there and you're able to do it, because Nikki, she's running this Lamarck location.
Nikki, my oldest daughter, she runs the Lamarck location. Then my youngest daughter, Valerie, she runs the Galveston location.
Cool. And Valerie, she wasn't there whenever we went, right? Whenever we went and filmed with you that day?
Believe not.
Yeah, she wasn't. But we have met her before because she kind of had came up with the Casper, which I know, Curt, that's one of your favorite things. Maybe the highlight of your life so far.
Oh, it's the only, I brag everyone. On my gravestone, I wanted to say, founder of the Casper. Man, I modified the Casper, and it's good. Now I get the.
It's not modified. It's a totally different sandwich, and it's way better.
Kind of. It is way better. It is way better. I get the grilled cheese sandwich with mac and cheese and the sausage inside of the grilled cheese sandwich. And there's something about like the butter that you use.
It's the cheese.
Oh man, I'm drooling. I'm so hungry.
So
right
here's what happened.
Grilled cheese. I mean, it seems like no matter what you do as a grilled cheese, it's awesome.
Well, it's y'all's cheese. There's something about the cheese. I don't know what it is, but then you add some other stuff that is what your brisket's like. We were looking at the awards you won and the trophies and everything. So you take that brisket and you add it with that cheese and you do it just right. Man,
and you may be on something there because my wife, she's been experimenting with enchiladas, and she made some one day with just some cheese from the grocery store, and I said, yeah, they're good, but the cheese is just not right.
Yeah.
And so she got some from the restaurant, and man, it was a big difference.
It's different. It's the cheese.
This is it.
I don't know what it is.
It may be on something there.
So when Curt gets married, he wants a cheese fountain at his wedding. So what we're gonna have to do is come, purchase some cheese from you guys and then melt it down in the queso.
Well, okay. First of all, when I get married, there's only one place that's catering my wedding.
Okay.
It's Texas Pit Stop Barbecue.
It makes sense.
Okay, like there's no one else to even think about for catering my wedding than Texas Pit Stop Barbecue.
Okay.
First of all.
Okay.
Second of all, it's gonna be their cheese in the fountain. Like there's like just drooling in it.
I feel like You're kind of reiterating exactly what I just said.
No, but you were talking about how their cheese would be there. No, all of their products are going to be there.
Okay.
They're catering the whole thing.
Okay, that's great.
Man, my wedding with Texas Pit Stop Barbecue at Butler's Courtyard, that is the wedding of the century. Like Meghan and Prince Harry or Prince whoever it was, not even compared to Curt and whoever it is. You know, like it's just going to be way better.
We talked about how he may just marry the cheese or something. It's some weird stuff going on here, and I don't understand.
Can you imagine? We're gonna have to live stream the wedding.
Do we need to pencil in a date?
You know
Is
what?
there a date coming
We
up?
need to find the girl first.
All I'm gonna say is nobody start holding your breath.
2019, it still can happen. There's still 11 more months of the year. I still got plenty of time to grow back the eyebrows and the hair to make this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe when the hair grows back.
Yeah. You know what? Well, if for some reason the Galveston location starts making the enchiladas there at the restaurant, then I'm gonna have to like some brisket enchiladas or something. Then please let me know. I started posting pictures of that grilled cheese that we were getting with the brisket and sausage and other stuff in it, and from KHEA and from my personal. People are like, I don't see that on the menu. Like people literally reaching out and said, you got to ask, tell them that you want, this and this, and that you saw it on KHEA. So I'm sure some people have asked, and hopefully they, I know it's not on the menu, but
we should name it. Like we should name the grilled cheese with brisket.
I like just calling it with the grilled cheese with brisket added, because I know how it goes with you naming stuff. It just always goes
something like the Kickstart or KHEA.
I'm sure you
I
will.
learned my lesson the first time. Gardy wouldn't talk to me for a week after I named it the Casper. He was like, "Why'd you do that? That is the worst name ever." And I'm like, "I think it's great. It's the best."
Hey, people are ordering it. So.
I guess that's what matters.
See?
That's what
Come
matters.
on.
Yeah.
After about a week, Gardy was like, "Fine, I can talk to you again." The shows are awkward where we weren't talking to each other.
Okay, I don't know. Everybody probably knows this, but Curt's like one of the biggest liars that I've met in my entire life. So he makes up a lot of situations, and he just goes on and on and on. And I'm just like, what are you talking about right now? This it did not happen like that. Yeah. But anyways, let's talk more pit stop before Curt just, I don't know. Where were you going with that story anyways?
I was just
no end in
nonsense.
sight.
There was no end. I was going to keep it going
Okay.
for another 5-10 minutes.
It's 10:21 right now. This is KHEAradio.com, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11 right now. We're talking to Arnold from the Texas Pit Stop. We're having a good show so far. Till Kurt's trying to like tank it right now. But Arnold is here. We've been talking about growth, expansion, the 2 locations. And I am excited more as well about the country cooking concept. When do you have time to work on those recipes? Because between the cook-off competitions, looking at all the other stuff, how do you manage your time to do all that?
Well, because I enjoy cooking, and I mean, anytime I get an opportunity, I go in there and do it. And of course, I got people to work for me, so it's easy to kind of say, hey, put this and this together, and let's try that out. So a lot of times I'm not the one actually like having to prep everything.
Okay.
Well, and that's another thing that I love cooking, but there's a lot of work in front of all that cooking. So when you got people that work for you, it makes it easier to hey, prep this for me, prep that, and then I put it all together and cook it. And of course, I'm tweaking stuff all the time. And of course, at cook-offs, because a lot of times we'll do like we'll call chef choice or open, where you can cook whatever you want. And so that gives me like an opportunity to try stuff out that I may want to maybe do at the restaurant.
That's cool. Hey, what is the last cook-off competition that you have done? Because you haven't done one this year yet, have you?
Correct. No.
So what was the last one that you did?
The last one was the Water's Edge in Hitchcock.
How did that one go? Was it good?
It went good. Of course, you always want, of course, win first all the way across.
Everything, yeah.
So when you don't do that, you're a little disappointed. But we did, like I was talking about the chef's choice. I did pull out a second on the chef's choice. I said it's been, I don't know, it seemed like we got like a third or fourth in ribs, and I was disappointed in our brisket. I think one it was the 11th in the brisket, and like 16th in chicken. So
yeah.
but there was some very, I guess, top competition there. So,
Oh yeah.
um,
I guess tell me more about that beef rib. Like, what made you want to do that big rib? Because those beef, like the pork ribs, that's what if you usually go to a place and you order ribs, they'll give you that. But that beef rib, I mean, it's massive.
yeah, well, we've had a lot of people ask for them,
Mm-hmm.
and the problem with the beef ribs is that they're so expensive, and so like that one that you were talking about, we're probably not going to sell that one on the menu just because it's just so expensive. We're talking $21 a pound, and that was a 2-pound
Yeah.
rib. So you're talking about $42. Most people just won't pay that. Although I wish I could afford to like give everybody samples of it,
And then they would.
and then you would. My daughter, she was a perfect example. When she looked at it, she would just
Yeah.
so I cut some of them. She ate it. Well, she ended up taking a couple of them home that night, and she goes, "Oh my God, I just couldn't believe it." When I first looked at it, it was like no big deal, and I said, but once I tasted it, it was just, oh man, I could eat this whole 2-pounder. But and then that's the problem. I did find one that is less expensive. It's not as bulky or
Yeah.
as big as that, but I think this one it's going to work for us, and I can keep it at a reasonable price.
I got you. Hey, something else, when we're talking about barbecue, smoking meat, like what has been, I guess, like the major key, or like, is there a secret, whether, temperature or just being prepared, having the right help there? Is it love? Like, what is it that makes yours stand apart from everybody else's in competition and at the restaurants?
Probably just the time and temperature. You got to be consistent, and the other part that's very hard for a barbecue company is that not all beef is the same.
Yeah.
Like cows are like people. We're all individuals. Cows are the same way. Some cows are going to be more
Fatty muscles.
or
Mhm.
more lean, or and so we pride ourselves that 99% of the time you're going to have a good experience, but there are times when, hey, we just didn't get the best brisket.
Yeah.
Possibly, we got at the lower end of the brisket, and we do order a better quality of brisket than a lot of places, and so. But at the same time, you got your high end and your low end on your scale. So, and sometimes we do, get some from the low end. So.
Yeah, you mentioned something about consistent, and I feel like that is very important, especially with the restaurant. Like whenever I go in, we order the sides, we order the meat. You know what it is. If we went in and it changed, like I don't know, like what this is totally different. I feel that wouldn't be good, would it?
Oh no, so we ordered quality meat. I know a couple barbecue restaurants that I actually go to Walmart and get their meat, and then that's not the best of meat. I mean,
That's what I do. That's what I would do. But yeah,
and it's and it's okay. Like
Yeah.
I said, I mean, well, for years, doing competition, that's what I was winning with. But we would cook like about 8 briskets, and so 1 out of the 8 you bound to get a good
something
one.
good. Yeah.
And so that's why I used to sit and wonder, is that, man, how did we used to win all the time? And then I said, well, we were cooking like 8 or 9 briskets at a time, and then picking the best one.
That makes sense.
And that goes back to what I was saying, is that you got there's about 3 grades of briskets, maybe 4. You got the select, which is what you get in your stores normally. You got your choice, you got your prime, and then you got your what they call like the Japanese briskets, the Wagyu, the Kobe beef, and that's the top of the line there.
Wow.
And so like, and you select, of course, you got, well, let's go the choice. You got your choice, but you got the bottom of your choice, and then on your choice sometimes you end up with some selects because they're at the bottom, and then at the same time you end up with some prime, because you're at the top of the scale and you end up with a bottom of the line prime. And so, like I was on the select, I guess when we were winning, we probably would end up with a choice brisket that just kind of fell to the cracks. And,
Oh, wow. That's cool. That stuff I've never really thought about. And, we go to a local meat market and you see some of those, the prices on there and it's like, why does that this much and this is this much? And that makes sense because it's a different quality, the grades.
Yes. And you can definitely, of course, me, growing up poor, I never knew about the different grades of meat. And I really didn't believe in it until I started having some of the higher grades. And I said, wow. We actually we got a case of steaks one time by mistake that it should have been ribs, and they were prime steaks. And oh my God, you talking about a steak that cut like butter.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just, and then you kind of get spoiled. And
Curt, where's the best steak you've ever have you ever had like a nice piece of meat, whether you cooked it yourself or at a steakhouse or anything?
Omaha steaks.
Like the actual steaks, or is there a restaurant in Omaha?
Trying to think of a really good restaurant that we had, but man, steaks in Nebraska were always delicious. I don't know what it was. When you went up to Vermont and had a steak, it was like not the same.
Well, shouldn't they have good brisket too? They just don't have the people to smoke it, I suppose.
In Nebraska?
Yeah, if they got good steak, that's good meat. I imagine it would be.
I don't remember having brisket until I came to Texas.
Because it's a Texas thing.
Yeah, well, usually up north they take the brisket and make it corned beef.
That's a waste.
We do corned beef. I remember that, or meatloaf.
I like meatloaf. But I'm googling corned beef right now, and I know y'all can see me on here because I don't even know. Yeah, that's for a sandwich. Yeah, that's okay, Curt. You know what? We're gonna have to talk to the Nebraskans and tell them that they're doing it wrong, or Texas pit stop whenever it eventually keeps moving north and takes over Texas and gets up to Nebraska. Get some Texas barbecue. For me, I've been to some really nice steakhouses. Yeah, and the meat is different than if you were to go to, and I love IHOP. But you order steak and eggs from IHOP. It's different if you go to a really, really nice steakhouse somewhere. So they're going to use the different grades of meat.
I want to say it was Anthony's Steakhouse
in Houston.
No, in Nebraska there was one.
There's a Vic and Anthony's.
There's some Anthony's around. I think there's some one in Houston. They're a pretty famous steakhouse.
Yeah, there was this place called USA Steak Buffet.
Ooh. Was that good?
Oh yeah, that's where I would go and get the cheeseburgers.
How old were you?
I was all those years.
Well, and some of them were very expensive. Like a raw Wagyu ribeye. I mean, that's like an $80 steak being raw.
Wow.
So that's before you even, so you can imagine what a restaurant would have to charge for that.
Hey, Curt, look what I Googled over here. The USA Steak.
Yes. Yes.
Does this logo make you feel some type of way?
Oh, it makes
over
me
here?
Feel good. I wonder if they still exist. I haven't been back to Nebraska in a long time.
So they probably had to shut down.
But man, that was the treat. When you got A's on your report card, you were headed to USA Steak Buffet. It was a 30-minute drive from where we lived, but it was worth it.
Have you had our steak at Texas Pit Stop?
I've never had it. Have you?
I've never had the steak either.
Well, on Friday, we run a special on it, and I can't remember what the price is on it. Maybe if Nikki's listening, she can put it on
the stream.
On the yeah.
What kind of cuts do y'all do? What kind of meat are you?
It's a ribeye. It's a choice ribeye steak.
Oh, nice.
The one thing though, okay, so we're talking about steak. I'm not a big fan of steak because in Nebraska, for me, steak it takes forever to eat because you got to chew it. You got to sit there and chew it, and I didn't like that.
You just want to
because
swallow
you're not
it?
getting the right cut.
And then you have. I always
it'll
had to
melt in
have
your
the mashed potatoes with it on the side. You do a steak, mashed potatoes, eat it, right?
Oh, that means something's wrong with your steak.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not a big fan. But I do
because you're going to USA Steak Buffet. That's why.
But
that's why you get the cheeseburgers at USA
I
Steak
love the cheeseburger
Buffet because it is. Shout out to USA
Buffets
Steak
are
Buffet.
the best. I haven't been in a buffet in my adult life. I don't think.
Okay.
Are there buffets around
Yeah, there's buffets around.
like Golden Corral-ish style buffet?
There's a Golden Corral that is like at the Beltway and I-45.
Actually, there's one right down the street from us in Galveston.
And there you
on the
go.
Seawall.
And there's also like Chinese buffets.
So when you go there and you're disappointed, you can come over to Kickstart.
It's right down the street. Right down the street. Yeah, I feel like he would enjoy his time because he would just be by the chocolate fountain that they have those at. They have those at Golden Corral with the dessert. Yeah, Sherry's saying you have definitely never had a good steak because if you have to chew and mask the taste of it with mashed potatoes, it's not necessarily a good steak.
My whole family loved them, and I'm like, I don't understand this. Like, this is not. But if you talk to anybody, they swear by like steaks from Omaha. Like Omaha Steaks is one of the best places to get like steaks in Omaha. I don't know why, but they come prepackaged, so like you could get them delivered to your house.
Yeah, they get them. They're sealed. They're vacuum sealed, so they'll stay fresh. Yeah, you can get them here. There's a Omaha Steaks that's over there by Barnes and Noble and by the jewelry, Jared's, the jewelry place, and there's another restaurant over there. It's a French restaurant.
I don't know why I'm feeling offended about like I'm standing up for Nebraska right now. Like I'm feeling like attacked.
Well, because you haven't had good steak, but you're saying it's so good and you didn't like eating it. I'm confused.
Yeah, exactly. You say you don't like steak. I can't tell you how many people come and tell me that they don't like brisket. Until
how can you not like brisket though?
Because they hadn't had our brisket. And see, then a lot of people don't understand the time that it takes to cook a brisket. A lot of people, make them at home and they don't like them. They're tough in this. And I have had a ton of people tell me, "Oh, I made a brisket and it was tough." And I asked them, "Well, how long did you cook it?" And I cooked it a long time. I said, "Well, how long?"
4 hours.
Yeah, 5 or 6 hours. You just getting started. And so the reason people or some of these people don't like brisket is because they hadn't had the right brisket.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm looking at a former video that we posted on our YouTube page right here. Look at that food.
Yeah, I know.
From Texas Pit Stop.
I remember it. And there's all the sides and everything else, but I'm excited to get there. And Colleen said,
and you need to come try or ribeye.
Colleen said, "Hey, Kurt, did you see that?"
Yeah,
she said, "I'll take you to lunch on a Texas Pit Stop for a Friday steak special."
I'm gonna have to try this now. I'm gonna have to try the steak in Texas and probably have my mind blown.
And then
it's gonna be blown.
She said, "I can come too, and I'm out of town." How?
But I can't have it Friday. It's got to be after the cleanse.
Okay, good. Well, I'm going to be in town. Thank goodness. So we'll have to take a rain check on that. Yes, till February. I'm going to be there and I'm going to eat it. I'm looking at that carnivore diet because that's looking good to me. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't.
It's only meat. You only eat meat and I don't even think it's necessarily like white meat. You only eat, I'm talking about ribeyes, barbecue, you eat meat and that's what the diet is. But doing so, you cut out a bunch of other things that sometimes people are allergic to and they're denial or they know and they just like, well, I'm gonna eat it anyways, so you don't really have carbs and people are losing weight.
That sounds kind of like that. Or was it the Atkins diet?
Yeah, kind of. But even on that, you were allowed to have other stuff. But this one's just meat. I'm talking about meat, and that's it. Like steak every day. Yeah. And that's my kind of diet, I believe.
Well, sometimes I think I can do that because I feel like I don't really eat that much bread and like tortillas and stuff or pasta. But as soon as I try to do it, all of a sudden I start craving bread. And the stuff that I don't think that I really eat that much of. But,
and you probably don't. But then it's like a mental thing when you tell yourself, "Oh, I'm going to lay off that," and then it's like, "No, you're not." It's like, no, you're not. It's right there. You eat these beans and tortillas,
Yeah.
So.
The one thing that we asked beforehand, before we started the show, or maybe on one of the Facebook lives, we were like, Arnold, he's going to a place to get like pho or Greek food
or Chinese food.
I don't see you being that kind of guy.
Well, here as I've gotten older, I tend to kind of venture out a little bit more. I go to a restaurant, I'd get the same plate every time, and here lately I don't know why, but I feel like I've kind of expanded myself, and we do eat Chinese food course, the Mexican food. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to try other stuff.
Okay. Even Greek food.
Yeah, and it's been.
Have you ever been to Olympia Grill? There's two in Galveston.
Yeah, and most of the time I get seafood. So
yeah,
you know.
Well, you're a big seafood fan, right?
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
Do you do hummus or dessert from Olympia Grill?
So usually I get seafood.
Seafood. But have you had any of their dessert?
I don't remember. I don't remember if I had any. I don't think so. Usually I fill up on the main course where there's not much room for dessert.
I feel you. So we were given a bunch of these coupons. What it is you can take it to Olympia Grill and get free hummus, which is just like a little dip appetizer, or you can get a free dessert. So if I give this to you, well, do you want it first of all?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. And so it has an expiration on there, which it says 2018, but they gave them to us on Monday, and then they sent us a text and we're like, hey, we put the wrong expiration. Obviously, people can use them. So if you're down in Galveston and want to stop in and just get the dessert and leave. I don't know, but yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, actually, we went to their new location a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
In Lake City? Yeah.
Lake City, yeah.
We were there 3 times last weekend because they have veggies that we can eat.
Yeah, that is true. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. This is KHEAradio.com, 99.5 FM. Coming up next is Building 429. You save me. Stay tuned. This is Kickstart. We're going to be on till 11 a.m. talking pit stop, Lamarck, talking barbecue.
I gotta go pack up the mobile camera because we're filming today for Shine On Lamarck. Did you see our Benito's video by chance?
Yes, I did.
Man, didn't that look good?
Yeah.
So that's our new series. We're filming commercial spots for businesses in the city of Lamarck. It's going to drop every Monday. It's called Shine On Lamarck. It's with the Lamarck Economic Development Corporation. Today's video that we're filming that drops on Monday is for Heavenly Bodies, which is a workout place in Lamarck.
So we're going to do pit stop for sure with that, but then we had figured it would be good to wait till the what is it called?
Bayou Fest,
because y'all cater, and work and do all that with Bayou Fest. So what we're going to do is come in, talk about that, and then we can also help promote Bayou Fest at the same time. So that's the plan for that. So we're excited to get down to the pit stop.
Y'all talking about Benito's. My mother-in-law worked for them.
Really?
Like 40 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she was an awesome cook. And asked my father-in-law, but of course my grandpa, he cooked for the King Ranch for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess that's where I got my cooking skills from.
Oh yeah, that's cool. So that is cool. Like that. I mean, it's been in Lamarck for a really long time, and the family that owns it now, I guess she started working there in, I believe she said 1981, and then eventually took the restaurant. And the same enchiladas recipes and stuff, that it's that consistency. Yeah,
it was probably in the 70s when my mother-in-law worked for them.
Cool.
So do y'all have any vegetarian options at the Texas Pit Stop?
Oh yes, there's several, and actually my daughter, she's working on some recipes now to try to add to the menu. But we got like the baked potato, and of course we got vegetables. I guess we got several sides, that pinto beans, barbecue beans.
Well, y'all have the nachos too, but you can get without the meat.
Yeah.
The nachos are delicious. Are you because Crystal's a vegetarian, but are you big on the rice and beans and tortillas and everything, right?
I love beans. Beans are my favorite everything.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, usually when because my dad's like a huge barbecue fan, like he likes to cook it, eat it, all that. He's like the kind of guy that'll wake up at like 4:00 in the morning to put the brisket on the
pit.
Yeah, on the pit, and like take forever. And so, and I don't eat meat. I haven't eaten like red meat since I was 12. So like 14 years, I guess. So every time we go to a barbecue place, I'm like, I can't eat here, Dad. This is frustrating. So I'm always like,
you can have the baked potato though, right?
Yeah, no, like sides and vegetables are always great. So I like the barbecue places that have like a lot of side options, like pinto beans or like green beans or any of that.
Yeah. Have you not been yet?
No, I've never been.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think, well, for me, I think one of the other things, other than we have the best barbecue. I think we have the best sides too. We add lots of flavor. The only thing about the pinto beans, we add the brisket fat to them. So I don't know if that's a no-no.
I'm not that strict.
Okay, so 'cause we have a few people that they won't get them because we do that. So
Yeah, that gives it just the flavor, like that fat and stuff. Do you eat pork rinds?
No.
Okay, because it's almost like a chip, but it is like
But it
that
is
pork
like
fat.
pork skin, isn't it? Or
It's a fat, right?
yeah, it's kind of the outer layer, which is mainly fat.
It's good. And for me, if I'm eating those, I feel like I'm going on a road trip because that was always my go-to. Before Bang was introduced to the market, I used to always get a Monster Energy, like the white one, and then get the bag of just pork rinds. On the, hey, I got to drive, stop at the gas station, getting gas. This is my go-to. It's going to help keep me awake because I'm driving. So today I got to drive to San Antonio. What am I going to do on the road? I don't know. Eat carrots.
Eat carrots.
I bought a little bag and I've been snacking on them. It's day 10. I can have meat tomorrow. So
No, Dr. Chapa released a video this morning. He said y'all can have meat today.
on the video, he said that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, look, I'll show you.
No.
He
This
did.
don't tell Kurt. Oh my gosh, don't tell Kurt.
Can you have corn tortillas?
No. Not yet. Oh, don't tell Kurt. Hey, I need y'all to keep that a secret. This is what he gets for going. He's probably listening right now, but I'm not going to say it anymore. But yeah, we need to see the video because I thought it was day 1 through 10 that you could stay strict, and then on day 11 you could have meat. But it's day 10.
I thought it was on day 11 too, but he said on the video, he's like, we can eat meat now. So,
Okay, Dr. Chapa, you know what? Thank you so much. Please, nobody tell Kurt. Oh man, what am I going to do today? I should mess with Kurt. I don't know if I'm gonna have the opportunity to eat with him today and be like, I'm breaking Kurt. I can't do it anymore. I'm just gonna order chicken. Don't tell anybody. And then he's gonna think he has something over my head, like to tattle on me. He'd be like, Dr. Chapa, Gardy didn't stick to the diet the way he said. And then he's gonna be like, what are you talking about, Kurt? Oh, this is great.
See, look.
Okay, so here's the video. Let's see it straight from Dr.
Well, it said
Chapa.
it like in the description.
Oh, it does. Okay.
I think.
Today we get to have meat. What are you guys ready to cook? Wow. Ready to cook. I'm not ready to cook. I'm going to go buy some. What am I ready to buy? Take my money.
Texas ribeye steak.
There you go. Yeah. Oh man, this is exciting. I'm hungry. No, my stomach just started like getting really hungry. Oh, this is the worst.
You can't have red meat though, right?
Well, not yet. We can't have red meat. So
Do
we're
you
only
have
allowed
pork?
No, we're not allowed to have pork either.
No, it says on here you can have pork. Hold on.
It's fish. He said probably start with fish, which I'm going to start with chicken. He said fish, chicken, or turkey because they're easier to digest than pork.
Look.
He said pork?
It says right there. Eggs, pork, turkey, fish, chicken.
Eggs, pork, and turkey 1 time per day. Well, dang, I guess so.
The only thing you can't have is red meat.
So like bacon? Like, I mean,
I feel
maybe
like that doesn't qualify.
that's where it gets kind of like clouded for me.
Oh, there you go. You have pork ribs, pulled pork.
Am I allowed to have a 2 meat plate? Like, because I know it says like, a serving, like one, but like, who's serving? My serving or?
Well, at the beginning of the detox, Ashley had said that they don't care how much you eat as long as it's on the list of appropriate food.
Yeah. I'm excited not
So-
to tell Kurt. He's going to be, this is funny. That's what he gets for leaving. He's like, I got to get the camera gear, which it's like literally in bags. All he has to do is pick it up. So I don't know. Yeah. Kelsey said bacon equals pork. Gave that a shrug emoji. That's true. So
It's
they
true.
should have been a little bit more clear. Man, I listened to Dr. Chapa so much. How did I miss this? I feel like nobody knows more about Dr. Chapa than me. Maybe his wife. Maybe. Oh, look, here he is. Is he coming back in? So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm planning out my veggie snacks for the road trip. Definitely not eating any meat. And I got carrots that I bought at the grocery store the other day. So that's going to be it. I may just eat carrots for the rest of the day, if I'm being quite honest. What about you? Do you have like snacks planned out for today or you just...
Oh, I was gonna go get the Casper from Texas Pit Stop Barbecue.
Well, you know what? Go do it. If you can't hang, Kurt, I understand. Are you excited for tomorrow though, and we can finally eat meat? What are you planning?
I want to confirm. Can we eat meat today?
What? Why are you trying to break?
Well, it's day 10. They said on day 10 you
no,
can
they
eat
said 10 days, and then that's what we've talked about this. I don't know how many times.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
It is
Saturday,
day 10.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, it's 10 days. Today's day 10.
Oh, so we have to get through day 10.
That's what the way we did it last time, or at least I did. I know you cheated up and down the whole detox. Yeah, Crystal started like 3 or 4 days before us. She's on day 14.
We're
Yeah.
going to be next Saturday.
Next Saturday, I can tell you. Let me see. So next Saturday is the 26th.
We'll be 2 days away.
So you still won't be able to have meat then?
No. What's on next Saturday?
The 28th is the last day.
We're doing the Pasadena cook-off next weekend.
That's a pretty big one, isn't it?
Well, it's not the Pasadena cook. It's what's it called? It's a hit 'em and run, I think, cook-off,
Okay.
and that's usually 75 to 100 teams there.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah,
But that's not a lot compared to like the Houston, the livestock show, huh?
and that we kind of use that as a kind of a warm up for the Houston Livestock and Rodeo.
Cool. I was watching a channel the other day. I think it was the cooking channel, and it was like barbecue wars.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen any shows like that?
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Would you be on the barbecue wars?
Yeah, would you? That'd be fun. You want me and Kurt to follow you around and film the drama? Like,
Sure.
it's like the temperature dropped, it starts to rain, like all this stuff. People are trying to tell you stuff, and either you listen or
Oh,
you
can you
don't.
imagine for the like Bayou Fest, like with the mud situation? That could be the
That would be
drama.
drama.
That would have been the drama, and then like the crew's getting stuck in the mud. Like we purposely like water even more the road. We're like out there.
Yeah.
We don't show that on film, but then all of a sudden the barbecue truck gets
Yeah.
stuck. They got to find a way to get it, or they won't get to
Yeah.
there.
And the way that show works is they follow, I don't know, there may be like 5 different teams or something like that. But it's like out of however many they follow those teams, get the drama. I remember one time like the dude fell asleep because it was just him. And everybody else was like, well, checking to the heat on his pit. And they're not waking him up or telling him nothing. They're just like, well, he should know. He done dozed off. It's raining. The temperature cooled out. His heat's not good. His meat is not going to be good.
I can see somebody sitting there going, he done messed up. Like that's the soundbite. Like he done messed up.
Hey.
And that happens more than what you would think. We had a guy years ago when it used to be Amoco, when I worked for Amoco, we were having a company cook-off, and one of the guys, he fell asleep or drank too much and passed out, and everybody just kept throwing wood into his firebox, keeping it going for him. Yeah, and he ended up winning.
He's like, hey, that's a piece of our prize. Everybody gets a piece you're welcome.
Yeah. So
He ended up winning. That's funny.
The secret.
That's the
He was messing it up the whole time.
Yeah.
Hey, we take you out the situation. You got a winning recipe, sir.
Yeah. So it happens.
Yeah, I remember the one I watched. There was guys from Texas, and they were taking like in the brisket side because it was like in North Carolina or somewhere over there where they had the cook off, maybe even Tennessee. And so the Texas team, they're like, oh well, we do with brisket, and everybody else, But it was interesting to see because that's supposed to be their specialty.
Yeah.
What they do.
What time do you get up and start?
Usually around 4.
In the morning at those cook-offs, so we'd have to be there like 3 a.m.
For filming wise,
I'll still be asleep in there. Don't come
for
that early.
setup. You saw he had to leave, 20 minutes early to get the gear.
I did the gear in
You did. That was
10
impressive.
minutes. I had to run upstairs and get SD cards too,
Oh,
so
sweet.
that was part of it.
We got batteries.
Batteries.
What's up, John the Baptized Barber? Good morning, sir. We need to get Kurt's eyebrows reshaved as they are continuing to grow in.
Would someone do another $1,000 for my eyebrows to go again?
But but this time just for me. Like
I need $1,000. Listen, I need $1,000 myself.
So we got 45 seconds. We'll go on, remind everybody one more time, and then that's it. The show will be wrapped up 11 o'clock. Reality shows are fun. Like they're fun.
We
to
were
watch.
talking about if we had one for us, what would it be called? And we were thinking like Drake and Josh.
No, it'd be called like Unprepared, a KHEA radio story. Like that's just like season 1. You're watching season 1 of Unprepared. Last week on season 1, it's just like me and Curt like fighting. You didn't do this. You didn't do this. We're unprepared. Oh.
With that as the theme song.
Yeah, we got 10 seconds.
I never thought. That'd be a fun one.
Good morning. You're listening to KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. It's 10:54. I'm Gardy.
And I'm Curt.
This is Kickstart. I turned that mic up because Crystal's on there. And Curt, can you talk so I can get your level again? I'm Curt.
Yeah, this is Curt. Dang, that was like loud in my ears. I'm glad you don't have your ears on. You can't. We gotta get some headphones in here
Over the cowboy hat.
that go over the cowboy hat.
That would actually be a really cool invention.
I don't think I've ever seen him without his hat on.
I have. He's a cowboy. Whenever he said, "Ain't no worries."
Look like Curt, but better.
Touche. We're talking to Arnold from the Texas Pit Stop. You know, y'all got 2 locations looking to expand. Can you remind everybody where the locations are for the Texas Pit Stop and how they can find you?
We're in Lamarck, right on the freeway, 45 at
That's exit 10, I know.
exit 10.
That's one I grew up on.
And then we're in Galveston, right on the seawall, right in front of Walmart.
So here's a question. Somebody asked, do y'all have fried pickles?
Yes, we do.
Yes, they do have fried pickles. And I knew that because my mom and my wife really like fried pickles. And so whenever you order, let's say, like, I want to order a fried pickles, it's not just like, oh, a side of fried pickles. You're ordering like a basket, like a ton of fried pickles. So you can go and check those out. Y'all
Are
have
they
them.
small?
Yeah, we only have them at the Lamarck
Slices.
location, though.
Yeah, it's
the fried
slices.
pickles.
And then
yeah, it's just like just a regular sliced pickle that's been battered and fried.
and then here's another one that got brought up, the wet bones and dry bones, which we've had.
Dry bones are so good. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a favorite of everybody.
My stomach is just grumbling
It's
again.
about half and
I
half,
know.
whether they get them dry or they get them wet.
Yeah.
That's another great road trip item to have.
Oh yeah, that would be just easy that much. So it's 10:56. We got a couple minutes left. If you haven't checked out the Texas Pit Stop Barbecue, feel free to go check out the location in Lamarck and in Galveston, and also you can find them on social media, right?
Yeah, Texas Pit Stop Barbecue. Right?
Yes,
Right, yeah.
that is correct, Curt. They're
Alright.
tagged in this
Man,
video.
so I have to I put in all of the descriptions, I have to tag people, and you're one of our partners here at KHEA Radio, which we are so thankful for. But I have to go through and tag people, and so I've had to memorize people's tags, because sometimes if you type in I just can't type in Texas Pit Stop Barbecue and it pops up. I have to do @ and then you're @ and then it pops up.
That's
so it's
correct.
weird. Texas Chronicles, I have to do, if I type in Texas Chronicles, it doesn't show up. I have to type in TX Chronicles for it to show up.
Thank you for sharing all of that very important information
I
with
thought it
us.
was great information.
I'm so much better for knowing this now.
The work that I have to do,
It's so hard. How
So
did you
hard.
manage?
it's so hard.
I feel like you should be in tip-top shape, all that
There's
work.
so much editing.
Again, Arnold, thank you for joining us. Like always, you're welcome back anytime, and we love having you in here.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. And again, if we have awesome barbecue at Texas Pit Stop, but if you want to taste something that's over the top and want to maybe sponsor a team, if you can go online and shoot me your email, and I can send you back some information on how that's possible to taste like the best of the best briskets.
Awesome.
Can KHEA be a sponsor of that? Put our logo all over it. Maybe on the briskets you could stamp the KHEA logo.
Brand it.
Anybody can be a sponsor.
Anything's possible, Curt.
Awesome.
Gotta
Let's
work
do
it
it.
out.
Let's
Work
do
out.
it.
Hey, y'all have an awesome day. Tomorrow we will see you back in the morning, bright and early, 8:30. It's going to be a fun show. You don't want to miss it. I'm going to be here in spirit. I'm going to be commenting, monitoring, and hopefully not having to shut the stream down because something off the wall was said.
Usually it's weird when I'm in the booth, in the control seat.
Yeah.
Usually it's weird. Hey, we got Chevy guest starring as well. We got Southern Sass Vinyl Plus, we got Bayshore Grill coming in. So a lot of great stuff happening tomorrow's show. Tune in.
It's KHEA Radio 99.5 FM. Coming up next is Hog Nelson. Never let you down. Y'all have an awesome day. Be blessed. See you tomorrow morning, 8:30, bright and early for Kickstart.
Where is that
new
Bay Shore
San Leon.
thing now?
Yeah.
What about?
They are by you should have known.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Love you.